with this. everyone, and welcome to another edition of Tinfoil Tuesday. I hope you're all doing well. Some of you, I assume, just came over from the Hannah and Jake stream over on YouTube, and it's good to see you again, even though it is so soon. Welcome, everybody. Mix Gothy Queer. Happy birthday! I hope you're having a good one. Mike Max 321 of 20 bits says, have you seen the Fox News guy, Neil Cavuto, being mad that the villain in Godzilla vs. Kong was a rich person? Honestly, who else would be able to have the resources to build a giant robot Godzilla? I think it has to be a rich person. But, yeah, they get mad about that all the time. I think they did the same thing with the Lorax. Daddy Sume says, chat, I'm gonna get my second jab in an hour. Yee! Congrats, mine's Friday. I hope your second dose goes well. Pyromancer says, bring on the foil. We will, if we get a hype train. Puka the Duka says, my spouse and I are going to get our first jab Friday. I'm so thankful and relieved. Good. Me too. Hopefully we'll all be vaccinated soon and we can all make out like God intended. So how are you guys doing? I'm having a pretty good Tuesday. A busy Tuesday, but a good one. After this, I'm going to be hanging out with Jake and Alex, and we're going to watch some movies. Should be a good time. Today we're taking a look at Peter once again. I know the Peter stuff is getting redundant, but boy, is he a fascinating guy. Sorry, let me get to the correct space in here. We got another video of RV Truth, this time talking about the Lil Nas X shoes. Globe Busters, we might take a look at some of their stuff. CC's back with his ridiculous flat earth nonsense. We got some more flat earth stuff from Taboo Conspiracy. We have God's Flat Earth claims that gravity isn't real and that secretly electricity is why you stick to the earth. Nathan hasn't put out a new video, but we might look at his backlog if we feel the need. That's just Peter's channel again. Daniel Pratt being crazy. A Call for an Uprising is still talking about the Satan shoes because he has nothing better to do. Bob Larson, the fake exorcist who claims to be a real exorcist, even though there's no such thing. And yeah, we're just gonna jump around today and check out some interesting stuff. Hold on, there's some bit messages and stuff that I missed that I want to get to. Pyromancer says, feeling exhausted, probably from the second dose. I've heard the second dose can make you pretty tired, so take it easy for the rest of the day. Comrade Devin with 1,000 bits, thank you, says, who's an NB got a pleasure to get the hype train in this joint? We are on a hype train. We're at 5% of level 2, so pump those numbers up and we can get some tinfoil on, which is going to be unfortunate today because I'm already pretty warm. So, we're gonna make me sweat today, I guess. Nick says, we're really just watching Peter a bunch of times because he's gonna be yeeted from YouTube again very soon. Probably. He does have a BitChute channel, though, so we'll keep tabs on him either way. Cold Stare, thank you for gifting a sub to the community. Puka the Duka with 50 bits says, hype, hype. Sinister Owlet, thank you for subscribing with 5 months, says hype. Let me get some of my other stuff ready. Melted Snow Caps, thank you for 100 bits. Wish there was more of a breeze today, but there isn't, which is unfortunate. Hold on, I'm gonna go make sure my heat's off. Sorry, chat. I was opening some windows so I could get sort of a cross breeze going on. Melted Snow Caps, thanks for 100 bits. Quig, thanks for gifting a sub. Empty the Tanks with 20 bits says, ooh, yes, sweat for us, Hannah. Yeah, Baja also says, open the other window to get a cross breeze. Yeah. Amori Miku, thank you for subscribing for 9 months. Says, would you mind naming the sub baby after one of the female furries? Oh, Furies, not furries. Let's go with Stompa. I like the name Stompa. Quig with 100 bits says, my dad got released from the hospital for his surgery, so here's bits and a sub to celebrate. Thank you. CB23, thank you for subscribing for 5 months, says, my birthday was March 1st. Do you mind giving me a shout? Been following you and Jake for years, but I've missed some months. Battling depression. Well, thank you, CB23, for 5 months. I'm sorry you're dealing with depression. I know that can be a big pain, but thank you for watching, and I hope you can, I don't know, feel a little better. Happy belated birthday. Tea with Goblins with 100 bits says, Tinfoil time, my favorite. Angel Lost in Space, thank you for the bits. Yeah, pretty good. Let me open this other window, and we can continue. We're already at 32% to level 3, not bad. Oh, there we go. Well, we definitely have level 2. I'm gonna avoid the jacket as long as possible, because I'm sure I'm gonna get real gross once I put that on. History Chick says tinfoil time. Porcelain Giant says cute dress. Thank you. It's actually kind of like a long shirt. Like I'm wearing pants with it. Like, but it is nice. Sarah bought this for herself, but then it didn't fit her, so she gave it to me. Daddy Sume with a link. Hey Hannah, some hilarity. Alright, I'll check out the link. Von Tux with 100 bits says, getting my second shot tomorrow. Gonna embrace the 2-day nap I had after the first one. Okay. Former Trump admin official files 10 million lawsuit after news outlet called her comments racist. I'll save this for Chud Watch. Chuds. Comrade Devin with 400 bits says, you want a hot body, you want a Bugatti, you want a Maserati, you better work. Our Lady of Perpetual Slay, Brittany. No. Wait, is it warm where you live? Yeah, it's warm today. Let me see what the temperature is. It's 79 degrees here. So yeah, for Michigan, it's quite warm. Loved the live stream with Jake. Thank you. That was the first one we've done like that, so hopefully that'll continue to work out in the future. I had a good time. If you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, check it out. It's where I put all my previous streams. The ancient streams with the terrible layout. Do you guys remember what my streams looked like when I first started a year ago? Let's go back to my first videos. First of all, my hair looked like absolute dog shit, so that's nice. But I was just a square in the corner. And then I thought I was getting real fancy when I've lost a little bit of weight. That's good. When I got that glittery purple square, I've upgraded. I look like Andy Milonakis in that screenshot. Jesus Christ. 30 seconds left on the level 3 hype train. We must do it, chat. Gift subs. I shouldn't do that. I'm not gonna, yeah. They can't all be level 5s. The Chick Tract was a bit of a train wreck, but it was fantastic. You guys need to work out the timing, but it was a lot of fun. Yeah. Pyromancer saves the hype train by gifting 5 subs to the community. RTK142 says, is Andy Milonakis someone we should know? Yeah, if you watched MTV during a very specific period of time. Level 3 complete. Nice. At least it's gonna rain tomorrow. That's good. You guys see I'll show you Andy Milanakis. I got peas on my head, but don't call me a pea head. Got bees on... This is Andy Milanakis. Kingdom Born 487, thank you for gifting 10 subs to the community. RTK142 says, that explains it, I no longer want my MTV. Marcus Drake, thanks for subscribing for 7 months. Bardlock Moses with 100 bits says, just got home from work, just in time for the stream. And DeFluffy Oreo says, not much, but I have ATM for the train. Thank you again, Kingdom Reborn 487, for gifting 10 subs. That's very generous. We did it. We got to level 5. Wow. I'm surprised we did it today. Now I'm going to get to feel very warm during the stream. If I have to, I'll tie the jacket around like my waist or something if it gets too hot. But I will try and wear it for the aesthetic. Anyway, I thought I looked like Andy Milanakis in this one. Just saying. Marcus Drake says, effed everything up. Overthought with 25 bits says, isn't he like 50? Yeah, he has some sort of something that makes him not look much older than he actually is. Like, he stays like he looks roughly the same age. Make it a cape, says Bardlock Moses. We could probably do that. Actually, you know what? I don't even have to do the jacket. I could do the cloak instead. That might be a little cooler. Hi, kitty. It's okay, kitty. I just need to get my cloak. I think one of my neighbors is smoking the devil's lettuce. Smells like it. Hold on, let me just tie this up. And I should be good. Oh God. One of the strings on this is almost entirely broken. That's not good. There. Cloaked up. That'll do. Still need to do the gloves. And maybe the glasses. Stone Corbell with 100 bits says, love the top, Hannah. Thank you. Sarah got it for me. Well, she got it for herself and then gave it to me when it didn't fit. Empty the Tank says, don't make yourself overheat, though, Hannah. Your health is paramount. This is actually pretty thin, so I should be good. It looks like it's about to break, though, so I'm probably going to have to figure out a way to reattach the string. A pin or something, I don't know. I look like a tinfoil pagan. Good. That's what I'm going for. Sorry. I keep switching to I keep passing the one I want. I just want the one that looks white. There we go. That'll do. That's tinfoil enough. I look like an insane woman. My God. Oh no. My headphones are stuck in the thing. Gosh, dang it. Come on. Come on. There we go. Woo! This is not the look, folks. This is not the look. Let me tell you. RTK says that's why we're fond of you, Hannah. Oh, great. New conspiracy bunking superhero, the Hot Pocket. Alright, make sure you get your bingo cards ready. Marcus Drake says, that'll do. My parents raising me. Get your bingo cards ready if you want to play bingo. And let's start the stream. Melted Snowcap says, I love your look. Thanks. God, I had that for a while. Yikes. $8 months ago. I've been doing this for a while. Okay. Stop narcissistically judging yourself. Let's start with the classic Peter, our favorite election conspiracy theorist. Pretty out there. I say this as someone wearing light-up glasses and goggles and horns. Peter believes falsely that Donald Trump is going to return to the presidency miraculously and stage a military coup in order to take out centrist milquetoast Joe Biden. So let's take a look at what his hopium is looking like today. The title of this video is Why Mike Lindell's Prediction That Trump Will Be Back in August is a Big Deal. Let's check it out.
Why Mike Lindell saying
Oh, Peter, what happened to your audio? What are you doing?
Trump will be back in August is actually a really big deal. I'm going to dive right into why this is a big deal, a big statement, a lot bigger than a lot of people realize. Also, I'm going to give you a channel update on where the future of my business and my video content is going to be at the end of this video.
Oh, I'm so excited to find out the future of this guy sitting in front of his camera being delusional. Maybe I relate.
My name is Peter Hanna. This is Peter's Political Perspective. Click on the description button on the bottom right corner of the screen so you can stay updated on all the optimistic news on how Trump is winning. So,
hear all the optimistic news about how all our political enemies are going to be rounded up and murdered. You know, optimism.
Let's dive right into it. There have been, from what I understand, 3 different people who have given out dates on when Trump will return. I think 4.
A lot of people have given out dates on when they think Trump will return, and they're all wrong because that's not how any of this works.
4. There was Lin Wood, who said in January he was wrong, but Lin Wood's so credible person, he just didn't understand the plan.
Then how is he credible? What do you mean credible? He was just confused about the international conspiracy to destroy an entire political party and usurp control of the most powerful country on the planet.
There was Simon Parks, who said in April or March initially, and then he changed to April. There's Charlie Ward, who was also saying April, March.
Well, today's April 6th, so I'm gonna say March is probably out.
There's 107, who is saying April as well. Here's the difference with Mike Lindell giving a date in August. It's a very big difference. Lin Wood, he stopped giving dates out after he was wrong about the whole thing. Charlie Ward and Sam Parks keep moving the goalposts and giving other dates because they claim to have insider information, but really they don't.
How are you determining that, Peter, if every single person that you've referenced ever has been wrong, and they have been, because all this Q shit has never made a correct prediction ever, then how are you determining which people who are wrong are credible and which people who are constantly wrong are credible? Where are you putting the credibility? They've not been right about anything. There are just predictions that they've made whose date has not passed yet. but some of these people have made false predictions in the past. Is your credibility just determined by whether or not it has been proven wrong yet? Like, well, they're predictions in the future, so they're credible.
And so...
He's so desperate to hold on to this conspiracy. It's sad.
They don't sell as many products, and the reputation is already pretty tarnished.
He just cited the fact that Mike Lindell sells pillows for a living is why he's credible on the attempted military coup. How many pillows do I have to sell before you believe me with absolutely no vetting, Peter? Is 10 enough? Is it 20? Is it 100? Is it 1,000? How many pillows, Peter?
So it's okay for them to just put out wrong information and get it wrong, and then they're like, oh, they have an excuse for their followers. But with Mike Lindell, we have someone who is the most famous person in the world.
Does he think Mike Pillow is the most famous person in the world? No. Beyonce exists. What are you talking about, Peter? No one knows who Mike Lindell is outside of people like us, who either slavishly believe that Mike Lindell knows inside information for no reason, or people like me who are making fun of people like you.
To have ever given a release date on when Trump will be back as president. He's
the most famous person to give a date.
The most famous of all these people. Second,
if the most famous person you have is a pillow salesman, why even bring up their fame?
He has sold products to tens of millions of Republicans. And his audience base is literally Republicans, not Democrats.
Okay, I'm pretty sure Democrats have probably bought my pillow before all this shit, but whatever.
So if he says, guys, Trump will be back by August, and he's telling this to literally his customer base that buys products from him, and he gets that wrong, not only does he lose a lot of money, he loses a lot of trust with his products too.
Yeah, he's not a smart person.
If Mike Lindell says Trump will be back in August, and he doesn't, the next time Mike Lindell says, oh, my pillow's the most comfortable, my Giza sheets are the most comfortable, people will be like, well, you were wrong about this, so why should I trust you anymore?
You were wrong about the military coup, so when you tell me your pillow's comfortable, I don't know who to trust anymore. We've all been there.
His whole business is built on trust. Do you trust Mike Lindell that
No.
his pillow is good, that his Giza
Did he just say pillow? Is he one of those people? Pillow?
sheets are good? Do you trust him? If you do, then you'll buy his products. If you don't trust Mike Lindell,
Ice cream does count as dinner.
he loses a ton of money. So trust is major factor in all his financial success. And he's saying, trust me, guys, again, I will tell you when Trump will be back. It'll be back in August. Now, again, Mike Lindell is one of Trump's close friends. Some people say, well, why doesn't Trump come out and say he'll be back in August? That would offend too many people and create too much drama.
I like the description of a former president coming out and being like, I'm going to take over the government unilaterally, being described as drama. Back in the 1940s in Germany, in the 1930s in Germany, there was some drama that went on, There was some drama in Poland, and then in France, and then the drama just spread everywhere,
He would be accused of doing a violent coup.
Yes, he would be accused of it because that would literally be what he's doing. You're describing what that action would be.
And it would just ruin the strategy. It's from a strategic perspective, makes sense for Trump to go to one of those most famous and successful and trustworthy friends that has built trust with his base, which is Mike Lindell, and say, Mike Lindell, tell everyone that I will be back in August to calm them down. They trust you, Mike.
That doesn't make sense, though, Peter, because if Mike Lindell was actually as trustworthy as you were saying and people took him seriously, then Mike Lindell saying that should carry as much weight as Trump saying it himself. But implicitly, by saying that in order to not stoke fear, they're having Mike Lindell say it instead of Trump, you are saying that Mike Lindell is less trustworthy and people aren't going to take his messages seriously. Do you understand the issue with what you are saying? You cannot both say he is the most credible person that everyone believes and takes seriously, and also say they told him to tell people so people would not freak out about it. These are contradictory statements.
Tell them. On behalf of me, tell them. And so this is what Mike Lindell has done. He has, in my opinion, on behalf of Trump, on Trump's orders, because concerning he's Trump's friend, before he gave out this date of Trump will be back in August, when he had talked to Trump, just to make sure that he got the date right, you would think he would. He'd be like, hey, Trump, I'm going to tell people you're going to be back in August. Is that accurate? Right? So either he was...
I love the implication that he thinks that everyone involved in this is like a good faith actor that's telling the truth and not using these things for any nefarious or personal reasons.
told by Trump to do it, or he wanted to give out a release date to his customer base, to Republicans, to cheer everyone up. And if that's the case, that he wasn't ordered by Trump, he would call Trump up and be like, hey, just let me confirm here. You think you'd be back around by August, right? And then Trump would confirm. And that's why he's so confident. Trump will be back by August. Trump will be back in August. I'm telling all my friends, Trump will be president again by August. So in the case that he was ordered to say Trump will be back by August, it's reliable information. In the case that he confirmed with Trump he'll be back by August, but he wasn't ordered to, but he was like, I need to give release date, let me confirm with Trump. Trump confirmed. In that case, it's also extremely reliable. So because of this relationship with Trump, because he might have been ordered by Trump to give this release date out,
I think he's very much overstating the relationship between Trump and My Pillow guy as well. Like, Mike Lindell visited Trump sometimes, and he was certainly a supporter of Trump and financially donated and, like, was a spokesperson for Trump. But, like, I don't think him and Trump hang out. I don't think Trump likes Mike. I think Trump deals with Mike because he suckles him. You know what I mean? Metaphorically, not literally. Because he toes the party line, the party in this case being Trump, not necessarily Republicans as a whole, but he's like a Trump sycophant, and Trump loves sycophants. Like, that's as far as their relationship goes. I don't think Trump likes Mike or trusts him in any particular way.
This is a serious date. This is the last date I'm going to give out on my channel, period. If Trump is not back by August, I will never throw out a date ever on any of my shows, any of my channels, ever again.
I like that he doesn't say that he's going to rethink his belief system. It's not that he's wrong. He's just going to stop giving dates.
Promise you that. Because I'm 100% confident in this date. Mike Lindell is Trump's friend. He's the most famous person to ever make the prediction on when Trump will be back as president. And his entire company is built on trust. Trust is the key part of his business, because honestly, his pillows don't give you the best night's sleep in the world, but
even Peter's like, those pillows, man, those pillows suck. You ever buy a pillow that's incredibly uncomfortable for political reasons? Imagine having your whole identity so wrapped up in a single politician that you buy a product that's bad at doing the one thing the product is supposed to do, specifically because a political candidate endorses it.
people trust him. People trust him. And he's telling his entire customer base, trust me. If he gets it wrong, then the next time he does his commercials, they'll be less effective. It'll be like, Mike Lindell, you were wrong about Trump come back in August. I don't trust you next time you tell me your pillow's comfortable, your Gita sheet's comfortable. He has to have a good trust with his customer base. It's critical. He's basically risking his entire company, to a certain extent, a ton of sales from his company on this statement, and he's betting his reputation on it. And he's extremely trustworthy, and he's Trump's friend. So this is a big statement from Mike Lindell. This is way bigger than I think. I think it's gone over a lot of people's heads because we've been so burnt out by days.
I didn't see your requests on Discord. I'll check them out later.
But this is the date. After August, I promise you, I won't give out any other dates. I won't need to because Trump will be back by August. I know it's a few months away, but that's okay. And everything is going to be wonderful when Trump is back. So, let me go into my channel
I already gotta take this off. I'm dying.
There's a lot of trolls in the comment section, and also YouTube, I basically confirmed that they basically said, you didn't break any rules, that's not why we're terminating your YouTube account. We just don't like your content. It's, in my opinion, what they're saying, it's over the target. My content was so truthful.
No, they banned you because of conspiracy theories. They've cracked down on election conspiracies. They did not ban you because you were just telling the truth. You can't handle the truth. No, it's because you're giving false information to people.
So accurate that they had to shut me down. Sometimes channels get shut down because they're breaking rules. They basically admitted to me, we shut you down because you're too truthful.
No, they didn't, Peter.
And then if you combine that with all the trolls who are really trying to hurt my feelings and attacking my family and my daughters and really saying horrible stuff to me and my family.
I would never attack Peter's family. They have enough to deal with this guy as their dad/wife or husband, sorry. That wasn't a dig. I legitimately just misspoke.
Is a good sign, people. This is a good sign. This means I'm over the target. I'm doing damage. And I'm proud of that. Am I making a lot less money now? Yeah, that's okay. But here's my plan. Mike Lindell's new Twitter/YouTube channel website is going to come out. Frank's Speech. I'm going to jump on there and go full force ahead with a brand new type of political show on that, and my goal is to become the biggest video channel on frankspeech.com.
I don't think that's going to be too hard. There's probably going to be 5 people on it.
This is a good opportunity.
And 3 of them are going to be Mike Lindell alts.
For me, as I was just deplatformed, to quickly jump on a brand new, huge, fast-growing website and become the top content creator, especially for political content, on that website. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to be focusing on that. I'm going to be preparing for that. And it's going to be a brand new show. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be interesting. And I'm really going to enjoy doing it. I'm very excited to have it. So look forward to that. If anything would happen to this channel or any of my other channels, just remember that when Frank's Speech, Mike Lindell's website, which is a YouTube/Twitter combined, called frankspeech.com, when it comes out.
That's a terrible idea, by the way. When I want to go on like Twitter and read people's little things, I don't also want to watch long-form YouTube content. They're different websites for a reason.
Search for me, Peter Hanna. Peter Hanna, because the new show is not going to call Peter's Political Perspective or Peter's Trump Situation Update. Look for Peter Hanna. Search for that on the channel, on the website, and you will find my brand new show. It's going to be really good, very entertaining, and very accurate, and I'll finally be able to say all the stuff that I want to say.
Ooh! I feel like the content's gonna get spicier.
Do I know how I'm gonna make money off that website? No, not really.
You're not gonna make money off that website. I don't even think that website's gonna break even, much less be able to pay you or anyone else on it for providing content.
I have no idea how I'm gonna make money off it, but I do know is that if you do good stuff in life and
get a MyPillow sponsorship and tell them that you're not going to get the best night's sleep on this pillow, but he's a Trump supporter, so give him money.
And you do what God wants you to do, then God will reward you. So I'm just walking on blind.
How's God been rewarding you, Peter? Your channel got deleted, and this one's probably not far behind.
Faith right now that everything's going to be okay and that the 30 hours a week that I'm putting into this almost full time.
You're putting 30 hours a week into this? Like, no offense, Peter, but you kind of just say the same thing for weeks at a time and do like 1 video a day. That shouldn't take 30 hours a week.
It's going to pay off eventually. At a minimum, it's going to help a lot of people, and for me, that's worth it. So that's my channel update. I'm transitioning to frankspeech.com. That is my main goal right now. And at the same time, I'm going to, until that happens, I'll be posting content on this YouTube channel. And for all the haters, all the trollers, you know what? You just motivate me anymore. So,
Peter, I'm not a hater. You're just wrong. I'm telling you, you're wrong because you're wrong. Again, Peter, if you want to come on the show and talk to me about this, I'd love to have you on. That'd be excellent. I don't hate you. I hate your beliefs. Your beliefs include killing political people that you disagree with, which is disgusting. That's the worst kind of fascism, and there isn't really a good kind in the first place, so the bar's already pretty low. I don't know. I don't know what to do with Peter. He's so deep in delusion.
So go ahead, full force.
He never did reply to my invite on his channel, no.
Answer me.
His channel got deleted shortly after that, though, so the comment wasn't there, so I don't know.
Say bad stuff about me and my family. I really don't care because I'm doing God's mission and you are not. And there's a karmic justice to that. So do whatever you want. You have free will. I'm going to do what I want. And then we'll see who lives a better life. Thank you, everyone, for all the supporters.
Well, never mind. That's mean. I'm not going to say what I was going to say.
Who are supporting me. You do have some money to donate, or you can become a Patreon supporter. I would really appreciate it right now.
Let's see what his patron is up to. His Patreon has $169 per month. Nice. What's mine up to? $231 per month. Beat you again, Peter.
I really appreciate the support. So thank you for my Patreon supporters and my donators. Everyone, thank you so much for watching this video, and have a wonderful day.
Oh, Peter. I really wish you'd stop being wrong. That would be nice.
Our brightest.
It's either Trump 2021 and he comes to save us, or it's the end of the world, because this is the biggest battle in all of human history, the biggest war. Even though we haven't seen a lot of casualties, that's because, in my opinion, the good guys are winning. If Trump does not save us, it is literally the end of the world. Billions of people will die. And considering how confident Trump is, that's what makes me believe he's going to swoop in, save us, save the day, and everything is going to be okay.
Yikes. You ever... Hold on, how old is Trump? Trump is 74 years old. Can you imagine hinging whether you think the world is going to survive or not, and the majority of people on Earth are, whether or not a 74-year-old man comes and does something? Yikes.
Hi, my name is Peter Hanna. This is Peter's Political Perspective. A quick note on my channel. My previous channel, there's a small chance I might get it back. I'm working on it. Cross my fingers. Please, if you're open to it, pray to help me get my channel back. I'm going to send a message to Google, see if I can convince them to give it back. It's worked apparently in the past, even though I haven't been terminated, I've been suspended, so there's a chance I could get it back. I don't know.
You're not getting that shit back. I'm surprised you even have this channel still.
Anyway, we will see. So why do I think it's either Trump 2021 or the end of the world? Well, some people are saying, well, Trump 2024. And I'm saying, no. There is no Trump 2024. That's impossible. If Trump were to sit back and relax and the deep state really did have control of the White House and even of the military for 4 years, that would be game over. That would cause so much damage that even if Trump tried to run for 2024, there wouldn't be almost any Republicans who would vote for him that are alive or who would publicly be okay with voting for him. I mean, they're already starting to label Republicans as, you know, the big T word.
Peter, not all Republicans. I think a lot of Republicans, and even the majority, are very, very comfortable with some fashy shit at this point, and it's disgusting and very concerning. But the ones that are actually being labeled the T word, are people like the people that stormed the Capitol and tried to kill Congress people. That's why they're being called that, because they are that. And if that's your idea of being a Republican, then you're probably also that.
So there is no Trump 2024. That is not even a possibility. And
I don't think it is either. I mean, there might be like a Trump Jr. or an Ivanka, but I don't think Donald Trump will run again. He's too old. And before you're like, well, Joe Biden's that old. Yeah, Joe Biden's too old too.
when he's throwing it around just
Joe Biden's in better shape than Trump at that.
really doesn't understand politics or the magnitude of what's happening. This big
Are we not allowed to say that word on YouTube now? Yeah.
battle between good and evil. It has to be Trump winning, because if it's not, then the deep state's plan is to accelerate the depopulation for...
No, they're not. By the way, let's look at the bingo card real quick. The deep state, forced sterilization, trying to figure out what else there might be. I think that's probably it. Can we get word salad? I don't think it's been word salad. He's understandable. He's just, you know. He didn't actually quote any of the Q stuff, though, so I don't know.
Years will destroy a legitimate Biden presidency where he controls the full military.
No, you're probably right, though. Even though he didn't specifically say, like, this is from 17th letter of the alphabet and on, it's definitely that. You're right. Go ahead and mark number 16 on the bingo card. The QAnon claimed as a source thing. I'm very inconsistent with bingo. I apologize. I don't think that was died of laughter. I laughed, but it wasn't that funny.
Would destroy the whole entire U.S. country, which would remove the policemen of the world, which means that the New World Order would be put into place, and they would really accelerate the deaths of people all over the world. We're talking the first 4 years, there could be up to 100 million deaths. After the first 4 years, we could see hundreds of millions to even billions of deaths over the course of the next 10 years. It's definitely possible that if Trump lost this war over the course of the next 20 years, there would be less than a...
Over the course of the next 20 years, Peter, Donald Trump is 74 years old. Do you think he's going to be 94? What the fucking hell?
Billion people left 20 years from now because of the major depopulation agenda that has been put into place. So the magnitude of what's happening is very serious. That's why I pay close attention to Trump's body language. Trump knows the severity, the magnitude of what his loss would cause, how many people would die. And so as a result, if he's completely lost and all hope is lost and he just wants us to be safe, obviously he does, he would literally be like, guys, go get a doomsday bunker, go hide.
Trump does not care about you. You could die in front of Donald Trump and he would not care. He would definitely laugh if it was something a little bit funny. Like, he would not give a shit.
Protect yourself. I've lost. It's game over. Remember, he's on our side. So, strategically, if Trump literally gave up and he's not going to run until 2024 or something like that, or he has no big move, or he's not going to come and save us, strategically, he would be like, guys, go run away, make yourself safe, protect yourself, arm up, you know.
Okay, first of all, again, like people said in the chat, you are catastrophizing. You are imagining a doomsday situation based on the fact that you think a single politician isn't going to get into power, which is ridiculous. And secondly, even if there was a doomsday scenario, Trump would not care about you. Trump does not care about you, Peter. He does not care about you. Get that into your head. Make that a part of you, because it is the truth.
You know, do all these things to make yourself protected because they're coming for you, right? He would protect us. He would say that. But he's done the complete opposite.
Like, what profound insecurity must there be in a person to, like, deify someone like Donald Trump to the extent that they're like, he has to come and save us. He must. He will. Like, even someone I trusted, I don't know if I'd have that much faith in, much less a politician like Donald Trump.
He's basically been very clear that we're going to win, everything's going to be great, great things are happening, our brightest days are just ahead, that he's basically implied that we don't have anything to worry about. He's got it all under control, which is great because you think about it, of the two possibilities, clearly he's implying
I would trust you, Baja.
heavily. I mean, he talked about winning 24 times in his CPAC speech. He's implying he will be back to save us. You know, there's two really interesting theories that are floating around in my head. There's one which is we're watching a movie and
We're not watching a movie, Peter. This is real life.
Trump controls the actors in the White House, and that we're just watching a show of how bad the U.S. economy and the whole country would be if there was a
Kitty, come here. Come make fun of Peter with me.
Biden presidency with a deep state control. Then it would be, you know, they're showing us how bad it could be, and once Democrats understand how bad it can be, when Trump swoops in and saves us, the Democrats be like, okay, I saw how bad it was. And
I don't even understand this claim that, like, oh, they're just showing us how bad things are right now. Things are infinitely better under Biden than they were under Trump. I'm fine. I don't agree with Biden on a ton of shit. Have you seen the pictures of the, like, detention facilities for migrants? It's fucking disgusting. And general American neo-imperialist bullshit. And you know, you get it. Walking back some statements on, getting rid of, like, $50,000 of student debt per person or whatever. Like, stuff I pretty much expected to happen. But it's better than it was under Trump. Does Peter not understand the perspective that people like us have on this? Does he think we're seriously waking up every day and going, oh my god, we should have listened to the Republicans. I miss Trump. No. I never want to hear Trump speak ever again. That guy's a fucking monster, and I'm glad he's out of the public discourse for the most part.
And I forgive you. But then there's another scenario which maybe there is no movie going on, at least not in the White House, and the deep state actually does have some control of the White House. I'm not sure which theory.
Did I put deep state on the bingo card? I'd hope so. You said it like 50 times. I did. Good.
Let me know in the comment section which theory you're leaning on. Are we watching a show? Is it all fake? Or are we experiencing the deep state actually controlling the government? Not the military. I've seen no moves by the military that shows that the deep state has any control of the military. I don't see any deep state like military moves, but it's possible that the deep state has gained access to a large portion of the government.
He's gonna get $600 for his daughter soon. I would bet if it was like a stimulus thing or something, I could absolutely see Peter being like, I got my stimulus check. This is absolute proof that Donald Trump is in charge of the government, because Biden would never give me money. Like, I could see him being that deluded that that's a video he would make.
And they are wreaking havoc on the United States. And if that's the case, then Trump would have to act very, very, very soon. And I'm leaning towards that being the possibility that the deep state does have some control over the government. And if that is the case, which I believe there's a good chance
the deep state's not a real thing. If you guys know what the deep state is supposed to be, it's basically boring government bureaucrats. Except imagined as like a secret evil cabal. It's not a thing that exists.
There is, Trump has to act sooner than later. Now, is it possible he could don't do anything this year and then act in 2022? Yeah, in theory it is, but if the deep state legitimately has control, then what's going to happen is there'll be so much damage done over the course of a year that it's just horrible strategy to let all that damage happen. So it makes sense to act this year as soon as possible. You have to act quickly if the deep state, if there's an imminent threat to the country and the world.
Did I ever show you guys this cool keychain someone made? This is off topic, but my ADHD is telling me to show you guys. So there's this chick tract called The Last Generation. If you haven't seen my YouTube stuff from the past decade with actual Jake, it's going to be confusing to you. But someone made me a bead thing that is this chick tract, but in beads. It's very, very cool. And it's also got a little star from the main character of that, or one of the main characters. Quite cool. All right, back to Peter's bullshit.
Trump, the urgency to act is intense. He has to act soon. Now, we're watching a movie, which is another possibility.
Yes, his name is Harold Penisman. I know.
There's just actors, Kamala Harris is an actor wearing a mask, Biden is an actor wearing a mask, and we're just watching pretend of how bad the United States would be under a Biden presidency. If that's if that's what's really happening and the Patriots are in control,
It's not what's happening. It's not what's happening at all.
we're just watching a show, we're watching a movie, and then that means there is no imminent threat, in which case Trump could wait more than a year, in theory, because the Patriots are in control. They can make sure there's minimal damage, and Democrats especially learned a lesson of how bad things could be without Trump. And they learned a lesson, but the damage would be minimum, and there's no imminent danger. There's nothing super serious that's going to defeat Trump, and he can take his time in teaching Democrats and Americans who voted for Biden a lesson. That is a possibility.
I like that even within his fantasy of who Donald Trump is, he's still vindictive enough that he would, like, lie to hundreds of millions of Americans for years just to vindictively, like, punish people who didn't vote for him in a Democratic election. Like, even Peter's imagined version of Donald Trump is a horrible despot. He just happens to like him.
As well. I'm not sure. I've been back and forth on both theories. I have seen some evidence that seems to look like Biden is an actor wearing a mask and Kamala is an actor wearing a mask. It's a
No, they're not.
possibility. But what I do find interesting is that there's so many firsts that we've never seen. We have Biden flying into the inauguration in a military plane, not Air Force One.
Air Force One is a military plane. But yeah, he has used Air Force One since then. He didn't get sent a plane. I've posited that I think it's because Trump is just a dick and chose not to send him a plane. And he has flown in it since. Also coronavirus, so they might have been cleaning it or cleaning different planes and stuff.
Biden didn't use Air Force One before, as an incumbent president, which is
Sure, he's using it now, though. Trump was also using it, I think, to leave, because Trump had left Washington, D.C. and didn't attend the inauguration. Let me see. Biden. Air Force One. You've all seen Biden in front of Air Force One already, because there was a pretty viral video from a couple weeks back where he, like, tripped going up the stairs. He pulled Gerald Ford. Did Gerald Ford do that? Was it Jimmy Carter? I don't remember. I know there was a pretty famous one where a president fell down the stairs at one point. But yeah, Biden has been on Air Force One multiple times.
which is unheard of. And also, you have the whole fact that Kamala Harris has still not moved in after 2 months into her vice presidential quarters,
This is actually interesting. The vice president does get, like, a house. It's not the White House. It is a separate property in D.C., and right now it's being completely renovated, so they're not living there right now, which a bunch of people like Peter, who are conspiracy theorists, have been like, oh, she must not actually be the vice president because she's not in the traditional vice president house. Guess where she is, chat? She's staying, her and her family are staying in a guest area of the White House, which to me seems to point to the fact that she is in fact the vice president. Also, this is a helpful tool if you ever wonder who the vice president is. Who is the vice president? Like, you can just look this up. Kamala Harris is the vice president. Just in case you're curious.
The vice president gets a place to stay that just all vice presidents go to. But
Happy birthday, Spanish Mosshay. Hope you have a good one.
Kamala Harris is
Oh, you turned 27, too. I just turned 27 in March.
complaining that she hasn't got access to it yet, which is very weird. And then you have the military, which this is the first time the military is being controlled by the deep state, supposedly, but the military is going around saving lives, protecting people, doing good stuff. There's so many firsts we've seen with this administration that makes me think that something is going on that is out of the ordinary. Either
I guarantee Peter has not paid attention to a single, like, presidential administration since Trump. Like I don't mean since Trump. Before Trump. I guarantee Trump was the first president he ever paid attention to. And he's like, this is unprecedented.
they're half the government is controlled by Trump, which is the military, and the rest has been controlled by deep state, or we are watching a movie, because there's so many weird things going on. If there's a...
Or, Occam's razor, Trump lost the presidency fairly, Biden got elected the president, was inaugurated in January, and is now the commander-in-chief, with Kamala Harris as his vice president. I'm going to go with that one.
serious threat, Trump will come in and save us. If there's not, then maybe we'll suffer a fake show and everything will be kind of good, but there will be some bad stuff that'll be allowed to happen, like increasing gas prices and, the raise in insulin prices or stuff like that, to teach people a lesson of how bad a Democratic presidency would be at this point. But I'm just so back and forth on the two theories. I definitely want to know in the comment section, because you guys are very intelligent. What do you think? Are we watching a movie and the Patriots have full control, and we're just watching the finale of Trump teaching Democrats a lesson of how bad Biden presidency is with people with...
It's been fine. Again, I'm grading on the curve of other U.S. presidents. It's been fine.
Mask, and it's all a show, it's all a movie. Or does the deep state have control? And there's an imminent threat, and the New World Order could be put into place if Trump doesn't act very soon. Either scenario is there would be a point where Trump would come in.
Biden doesn't have power over the Arkansas thing, but yeah, that's terrible.
And save the day, or basically, protect us from the end of the world. So I'm 100% confident Trump will come in and save the day. In either scenario, Trump's going to appear 99% chance some point this year. Like I said,
99%. Another stat he just pulled right out of his butt.
It makes perfect sense in August when Mike Lindell said it. Not a lot of people are convinced by that, but I do think it is a strong possibility because Mike Lindell is the only person.
I'm pretty sure the governor did veto it, but it was they just have to get like a simple majority, I think, to overturn the veto, and I'm sure they will.
Person to give release date and when Trump will come back, and he is Trump's close friend, so he would be in on the plan. But
wasn't it 100% earlier? We lost a percent. He goes back and forth between 100 and 99% on stuff like that. They already overrode it. Yeah. I kind of assumed that would happen.
What I do know for sure is it's definitely going to be this year, because in either scenario, it doesn't take more than a year to teach Democrats a lesson about how bad a Biden presidency is with this whole movie. And if there's an imminent threat, deep state controls the government, Trump wouldn't want to wait more than a year, because there'd be so much damage done to the United States and the world that it wouldn't be worth it strategically. So I definitely think very soon this year, hopefully, sooner than better, because a lot of people are losing hope, Trump will come in and save the day. It makes perfect sense for Trump to come save the day, because if not, it's the end of the world. If the Patriots aren't controlled...
This is another perfect argument. And again, I've said this before. If you're in an actual debate with someone, you don't want to just list fallacies or whatever. It's not an effective way to argue. You should be able to recognize them and argue against them effectively, but just saying, this is a that fallacy. Don't do that. But for illustrative purposes here, this is an argument from consequences, not to mention all the other issues with the argument. But Peter just outright saying, like, this has to be true, otherwise the end of the world would happen. First of all, the end of the world isn't going to happen, but for him to say, Trump must be doing this because if he doesn't, then this thing I don't like will happen, that's not an argument that really logically follows from A to B to C, right? But...
and he's not going to come and save the day. It's the end of the world, and in my head, that doesn't process. I'm an optimist. I have an optimism bias, and it makes no sense that God would be like, all right, guys, my man Trump, he failed, and so it's the end of the world, and you're all going to have to suffer and die.
That sounds exactly like the God of the Bible, if I'm being honest.
That's ridiculous.
Have you read the thing? He's kind of a vindictive asshole.
Ridiculous. But there is no middle ground. There's no Trump will come back in 2024 and everything will be fine. I promise you.
Watch the goalpost shift as we get closer to 2024, and Peter's going to be like, well, now we can go start talking about Trump 2024.
That is impossible. That's just not going to happen. Something big is going to happen, and it's going to be this year. You just have to relax. I know there's a lot of dates come out, and people are burnt out from dates, but at the minimum, I recommend we all trust Trump has a plan. When Trump's confident and says our brightest days are just ahead, you know it's going to be good. And he said you'll love how this movie ends. So let me in the comment section is this a movie we're watching, or does Deep State have control of half the government, or does Deep State control all the government? I want to know what you guys think in the comment section. Thank you so much. Now, since my YouTube channel is a little bit smaller, I actually do think I have time to reply to most, if not all, the comments. So I'm definitely looking forward to hearing what you guys have to say. Thank you so much, guys. If you're open to it, please pray for me to get my YouTube channel back. I'm going to pray myself and really work on getting it back. And cross my fingers. Hopefully, I'll get it back. All right, everyone, thank you for watching, and have a wonderful day.
Read the comments. All right. Comment number 1. I trust God, and I trust the patriots for this country. Happy Easter, everybody. Don't forget, Jesus saves, bro. I trust in the Lord. His will be done. I keep telling people something big is about to happen. Yeah, Q people have been saying that since, like, 2017. I keep telling people something big is about to happen because everything is just too weird for it not to. But then I start talking to them only to discover that most people don't even know what Q is. Happy Resurrection Day. Happy Easter. I assume this came out on Easter. Today is Easter. What booms happened? I guess no boom happened, just as I thought. My guess was correct. Wow, he hearts a lot of comments. Well, Easter's almost over and nobody's been arrested. Pretty biblical. Please do a backup channel and make sure you get it out to your subscribers in every video so you don't lose that many subs again. I feel so bad for you. You had a ton of subs in your other channel, but it's happening to a lot of YouTubers. Try and get on a live stream with Scotty McKay, Patriot Street Fighter, another conspiracy theorist guy, Dave Snedeker, Michael Jocko, David Nino Rodriguez, or Prepping 101. I just gotta save this so I can look up these channels later. Hold on. I always like when they give me recommendations accidentally for other channels to look at. Recommendations. Thank you, Peter, for always staying positive. Thank you for being honest about the difference between your opinion and info you get from sources. Thank you for vetting your sources. I've read all the comments today looking to see what people voted for, movies versus waiting game. I was disappointed more people didn't vote. My guess, based on how you asked for prayer, is that you were being understanding of those in your audience who don't celebrate Easter or Passover. Thank you for being neutral. I'll pray for you and your work getting the encouraging message out. I also bounce back and forth between the idea that we're watching a movie or we're waiting for the courts to hear the evidence. The court's not going to, because there is no evidence. Less than 20% of our election court cases have even heard the evidence, and a majority of those ruled in favor of the GOP plaintiffs. I also think there's a war being fought off camera, and we can't see Trump as president until we're solidly winning the war. Again, they think the real life is a movie. It is scary. Interesting stuff. Please stop this, man. Give this grift up and find solutions to clear your debt, earn an honest living, and support your wife and 3 children. Please do not rely on this platform for a living, if not for your own sake, then for the sake of your children. God bless. Pretty much agree with that statement. Okay, that's enough Peter and his audience for the day. Interesting stuff. I hope that guy comes back to reality, though. I feel real bad for his kids. Okay, bits messages. Overthought says, next time on Leftist Super Friends, Corn Man and the Tinfoil Goddess punch Nazis in the face. Tune in. Bitter Grin, thanks for resubscribing with 4 months, says second trimester. Nick Bush YPP says, you can't trust those guys because they're not salesmen. Sound logic. Steve with a Q says, Peter's pillow perspective. I don't want to see Peter's pillow perspective. Oh. Woo. Warming up. Ugh. Frizz. Makenda, thanks for following. Olvin Aspiration, thanks for following. MMO Addicted says, are we certain Poland didn't deserve the drama? There are Poles now who theorize that oh no, Nazi sympathizers in Poland. Yikerinos. RTK142 says, insert Jennifer Lawrence, okay sure, GIF here, and it's soft G, not hard. GIF. Nick says, I'd bet $1,000 that at least one person would eat decades-old Trump steaks just because they have the Trump name on them. I'd take that bet. Color by Emmy says, it's so fascinating to see such a childlike logic come out of an adult man with 2 children and another one on the way. I know, it's scary and sad. Marcus Drake says, Trump supporters don't understand that businessmen can lie with no consequences. Interesting. Maybe that's why they support Trump. Nick says, notice how he's not like Peter's political perspective, ooh, yay, since he got the ban hammer. Mike Mack says, other than being a Republican, what makes Trump not part of the Illuminati? Because he fits right in. Because they like him. RTK says, It's a Wonderful Life is not a holiday movie. Changed my mind. I've never seen it. Jadematic, thanks for following. Nick says, Deep State should be the free space whenever we cover Peter's political perspective. A lot of the channels are like that it's like an automatic check on the bingo card. Truffle Tree says, Hannah, did we count Mike Lindell as an expert that's not really an expert? I don't think so, because he doesn't claim to be an expert. That's just Peter talking about him as if he's legitimate. Ender92 with 50 bits says, guys, I'm freaking out. My friend that ghosted me and said they don't want to talk to me from a year ago just tried to refriend me. It still hurts and was finally getting over it. Do I engage or just ignore? We were friends for like 10 years before then. I don't know what to do. That's above my pay grade. I'm really bad with interpersonal relationships. I don't know. That's tough. I guess it depends upon if you want to have contact with them. I don't know. Sorry, I don't have better advice. Von Tuck says, imagine thinking a guy reduced to crashing weddings at Mar-a-Lago to cry about losing the election is winning anything. Nick says, Trump let 500,000 people die of COVID. You don't think he'd let hundreds of millions die before he enacted his plan? Bitter Grin says, Harold Penisman. Sky Comet Fallen says, every time he says Deep State, take a shot. Oh, don't do that. You'll get poisoned. Overthought says, I have a feeling one day Peter is going to break and he'll start thinking his own kids are wearing masks. Oh, no. RTK says, didn't Harry Truman or someone, maybe Eisenhower, live in Blair House for a bit while the White House was being renovated? Quite possibly. I'm not sure. Nick says, Trump is unprecedented. Okay, funny. Bardlock Moses says, you should do a Bible study, Hannah. Maybe one day. Wouldn't that be wild? Von Tuck says, Peter's mental health by the end of August should be interesting. The implication that he has any mental health right now to speak of is pretty funny. Faye Gold, thanks for resubscribing, and MW1642, thank you for gifting a sub. We're all caught up. Wunderbar. I think the bingo card's about the same as it was last time we checked. I don't think there's anything else. Ender92 with 300 bits says, I appreciate it, Hannah. Chat, and I hashed it out and I feel better. Love you and appreciate everything you do. Really, thank you so much. Well, thank you for watching. I'm glad you could get some help from chat. We have a wonderful community. So here's a video entitled, The Earth is Electric and Gravity is a Hoax. This is someone I assume who follows the electric universe theory or something similar. I'm using theory colloquially here and not with the actual scientific definition. It's a hypothesis, let's say. The electric universe hypothesis. Might be a little different. I'm not sure, though. There are some people who believe that, incorrectly believe, I should say, that gravity doesn't exist and actually it's a facet of electromagnetism that causes things to fall to the ground or be attracted to other objects. So let's see if this is an offshoot of that or what.
In this video, we will be explaining how incoherent electrostatic acceleration creates the downward vector.
Yeah, he thinks that electromagnetism causes what we understand to be gravity. Great.
Gravitation, a word which many do not comprehend, is a theory that was created to explain the paths of the luminaries above and what keeps them in orbit around other bodies, including our Earth. It has been known and taught in college-level physics courses that the electric forces that hold the Earth together are 26 times
Is that the goddamn Inception song in the background? Sounds like it.
stronger than the gravitational forces that are supposedly here on Earth. I will now show you a short video of former MIT physics professor Walter Lewin explain this quite clearly.
So what holds our world together? Well, on the nuclear scale, 10 to the minus 12 centimeters, very important are the nuclear forces. On an atomic scale, up to thousands of kilometers, it's really electric forces that hold our world together. It's not. But on a much larger scale, planets and stars and the galaxy, it is gravity that holds our world together. And now you may say, that's very inconsistent with what you just told us, because didn't you tell us that D cancels if you compare gravity with electricity? Yes, but keep in mind that most objects in the universe have only a very small amount of charge per unit mass. The Earth and Mars have each a charge of about 400,000 coulombs. The gravitational force between them is therefore about...
Is this just going to be a lecture from this guy?
Planet. As you heard the professor state, gravity does not take place until we start talking about a moon orbiting a planet, the planet orbiting a sun.
They might be talking about in literal, like, orbital mechanics, but gravity affects everything in the universe, right? Like there's gravity that pulls this can towards me and me towards the can, right? But it's so weak that it doesn't actually cause us to pull together or anything. It's also competing with the larger gravitational force that exists between the can and the ground. I'm not going to actually drop it, but you understand. If I do this, the can is still pushing down and my hand is pushing up to counter the pull of gravity. But nevertheless, like, there's gravity between everything. There's a gravity between this can of beans and my monitor. There's gravity between this can of beans and the moon. It's just how strong is it relative to the masses of the objects. But if you're talking about practically speaking in orbital mechanics, yeah, it only starts coming into play when we're talking about bigger objects that actually exert large enough forces on other things that it starts to affect the dynamics between the two.
Or stars orbiting the center of their galaxies.
Hannah really wants someone to pay her $1,000 to eat those Dr. Pepper beans. Yeah, I want people to pay me $1,000 for literally anything. It's money. I like money. It's how I live.
I fully agree that this is a theoretical concept that is unproven still today, and find it odd that they need ideas such as dark matter to make up over 90% of their model to explain how it is possible. Having said this, I completely understand people's reluctancy to use gravity in any kind of discussion about the place we live.
One sec, sorry. My neighbors are outside now, and I don't want them hearing me shouting about gravity. I feel like they're going to think I'm a crazy person.
At the same time, most people who have never been educated on the subject correctly believe that the
Coming from a flat earther. Ironic.
force holding things in orbit and the force making things fall are one and the same. In which lies the problem.
They are, though. They are the same force. They are demonstrably the same force.
It is hard to explain how this place works when most do not know how the laws of electricity control the world around us. I will try in this video to explain how incoherent electrostatic acceleration works while using examples that can be recreated by anyone.
I'm already over this one. I'm going to be real with you guys. I'm not feeling it. Let's check out what Bob Larson has been up to. Bob Larson claims to be an exorcist. He dresses like a Catholic priest because of the movie The Exorcist, but he's not a Catholic priest. Fun fact, he's just appropriating that style of dress to make himself seem legitimate, because people have seen it in movies. So let's see what he has to say. This video is called "Can Demonized Christians Go to Heaven?"
I'm going to answer a very controversial question. Can you have a demon and go to heaven?
Off to a strong start.
Can demonized Christians go to heaven? Now, to most evangelicals, that's an absolute contradiction in terms. To a Calvinist, that's an oxymoron. They look at it this way. If you're a Christian, you can't have demons. So therefore, if you have demons, you aren't a Christian. Because after all, only the elect are going to get there, and God would not elect somebody to go to heaven who has demons. So you're not going to make it inside the pearly gates. So what happens if you love Jesus and you manifest demons? You know, your eyes roll back in your head, you slither on the floor like a snake, you scream, you cry out, you may even declare profanities and blasphemies. No.
Sounds like a good Friday night to me.
No, you're not a Christian. And therefore you're not qualified to go to heaven. Because, you know the old line, light and darkness can't dwell together in the same vessel.
Tell that to the gray Jedi, okay?
So you're not going to go to heaven. But I want to say to you, I believe there are going to be a lot of people who make it to heaven through the rapture or resurrection at the sound of the trumpet, according to 1 Corinthians 15, and they have demons. Unfortunately, they're going to have to leave the demons behind when they go to heaven.
Unfortunately, are they friends with the demons? Is it a Venom Eddie Brock situation where they're like besties with their demons?
The controversy that I'm raising here goes to the heart of this question. Can a Christian have a demon? Now, our International School of Exorcism settles this once and for all. We teach plainly from practical experience and biblical example why Christians can have demons. And it's a real tragedy that there are going to be people who are going to have to die to get to heaven to get rid of their demons, because only then are they going to shed them. They never knew that exorcism and deliverance was available to them. Every day, I deal with many Christians who have demons, and they exhibit those demons in various times in sundry ways.
Let's take a look at his store. One sec, I'm looking for his thing. There we go. How much is he charging for his various products? I'm kind of curious. International School of Exorcism, Bob Larson, founder. Oh boy. How much do these cost? I must know. Introduction to Exorcism, Christian and Pre-Christian Exorcism, Exorcisms of the Synoptic Gospels. Oh, God. Demonic strategies and assignments, demonic identities and tactics. Enrollment. International School of Exorcism curriculum, Apprentice, Warrior, and Exorcist levels, $500 total. Apprentice level, Casting Out Demons in the Gospels, Exorcism in the Apostolic Age. Oh God, why can't I say that word? Apostolic Age, Early Christian Exorcism, Post-Constantine Exorcism, regular $995, Warrior level, Keys to Spiritual Warfare, Catholic Exorcism, Satan and Origin of Evil, Organization of Demons, Legal Right, Strongholds, and Curse Breaking, regular $995. All three levels for just $500! The Advanced Academy of Deliverance is $1,000, and the full curriculum is $1,200. Can you say alleged scam? It's a scam, in my opinion. Hold on. Does he have a store? Does he sell like little crucifixes and stuff? I need to know. BobLarson.org. Resources. I want to buy your shit. Maybe he doesn't. Which is good for him, I guess. I mean, he is still selling the stuff. Oh, no. Here we go. Shop now. Bob Larson, Freedom, $30. Hero for Hurting gift, autographed. Oh, it's like a $1,000 donation or something. Books. Crosses. Yes. Oh, my God. His cross is $100. The handheld cross of deliverance has become an icon representing the exorcism and deliverance ministry of Pastor Bob Larson and a scores of Do What Jesus Did teams worldwide. First introduced during Bob's internationally aired TV reality show, The Real Exorcist, this cross has come to symbolize the aggressive approach of his ministry in confronting the forces of darkness. Each cross has been anointed and prayed over personally by Bob. Doubt. He declares that each one will be recognized in hell as a visible extension of confidence in the victory over Satan by the crucifixion of Christ. Can you make that claim? This will be recognized in hell? I don't think that's a legally justifiable claim. Those who hold this cross in their hands are identifying with the blood proclamation that our Lord has come to destroy the works of the devil. Hand-polished finish, 8 inches tall. That is an ugly crucifix. Why's the other one only... I assume this one's a little bit smaller. Oh, it's just a replica, and it's only 2 inches, and it's $49. Oh, boy. Again, in my opinion, seems scammy. Oops, didn't mean to do that.
Pearly gates. So what happens if you love Jesus and you manifest demons? You know, your eyes roll back, dwell together in this same vessel. So you're not going to go to heaven. But I want to say to you, I believe there are going to be a lot of people who make it to heaven through the rapture or resurrection at the sound of the trumpet, according to 1 Corinthians 15, and they have demons. Unfortunately, they're going to have to leave the demons behind when they go to heaven. The controversy that I'm raising here goes to the heart of this question. Can a Christian have a demon? Now, our International School of Exorcism settles this once and for all. We teach plainly from practical experience and biblical example why Christians can have demons. And it's a real tragedy that there are going to be people who are going to have to die to get to heaven to get rid of their demons, because only then are they going to shed them. They never knew that exorcism and deliverance was available to them. Every day, I deal with many Christians who have demons, and they exhibit those demons in various times in sundry ways. They utter blasphemies. Their eyes roll back in their head, as I said.
This is a better crucifix for $45.
These people have demons, and yet they're baptized Christians. They read their Bibles. They love Jesus. They sing worship music. But yet they're told that somehow their faith is phony. You can't cast out demons. So they're stuck in a quandary. They got demons. They believe that they're a Christian, but they're told there's no way to get them out because that passed with the apostolic age in the canon of Scripture. Again, I deal with all of this in our International School of Exorcism, so I'm not going to go into detail now, but here's the problem. Nobody should have to die to get delivered. Psalm 34:8 says, "Taste of the Lord and see that He's good." You shouldn't have to be resurrected from the grave or go up to the clouds to meet with the Lord in glory in the rapture, and only then get rid of your demons. No Christian who is struggling with demonic bondage should ever be told that their quest...
Demonic bondage. Kitty, don't lick the microphone. No one wants to hear you lick them.
Is absolute folly. All can and should be free and ready to meet Jesus without having to shed some excess baggage of evil spirits.
Your financial support and prayers make a...
Jesus Christ, Bob, what are you doing? Well, flashing lights warning, apparently. Sorry. Ugh. Yeah, I think this is going to continue, so if you don't like flashing lights or have photosensitivity for some reason, warning. Mammon, Murder, and Jezebel used Thor to do their fighting. Does he mean the Norse god Thor, the god of thunder? Watch Bob cut off Thor's hammer. Okay, is he going to posit here that Thor is a demon and he's going to fight Thor? Okay.
This is one of two grandchildren that were cursed by the grandmother. This is his sister. She just got delivered a few minutes ago.
Dennis manifested demons at the end of Bob's seminar. That's why those who hadn't left were standing and watching.
From the curse. By the way, Nadia, the grandmother's dead. But she left behind a soul part, a soul identity, like a piece of the soul, like a personality alter and multiple personalities is the way it works. Left it behind inside his mind to keep trying to control him and destroy him. So I had the grandmother, Nadia, that part of his soul, his mind, ask forgiveness from the daughter-in-law, and she extended that forgiveness. So now I'm at the point where I'm going to deal with this soul part, Nadia, and send Nadia away to the judgment and peace and mercy of God, and then deal with the demon left behind.
I should wait for the Bits Messages segment, but this is too good. Tea with Goblin says, Thor is open with his use of Mjolnir. You could say he's polyhamorous. That's good.
I already packed away my Bible, so this looks like a good one. Oh, this is really good. It's Russian. This is the real Word of God. It's Russian. Da? Da. The demons are
We're laughing because the Bible is Russian? What?
attached to the soul part of the grandmother. So by soul and spirit, I divide Dennis from Nadia. And I divide Nadia from Death. Death, you stay down until your hour. Stay down, Death. I'm talking to just Nadia. Nadia, you...
How can these people be so credulous that they believe this? That they absolutely are looking at this and going, wow, this is amazing.
Apologized to your daughter-in-law. She forgave. You did great evil, Nadia. You've brought great suffering on this family, but God will forgive you. You're filled with a lot of anger and hate. So by the sword of the Spirit and a good Russian Bible, I divide Nadia not just from death, but from hate and anger. And Murder.
Yep, that's what demons sound like.
Because the granddaughter had just the sole part of naughty and death. Murder. How many generations? Murder. How many? How many generations? What happened 10 generations ago? What? What? Smite! What happened 10 generations ago? What happened?
Murder.
Did I? I introduced you to Mammon. Usually you let Jezebel speak for you. This time, Mammon, you're going to speak for yourself. Now go down. I want Nadia. Go down. I want Nadia. 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 I want you to say, Dear God.
Dear God.
Bring me to your peace.
Bring me to your peace.
I'm sorry
I'm sorry
for what I did to this family.
for what I did to this family.
Wow, that demon gave up immediately. What a bitch. If I were Satan, I'd be super disappointed in this demon. I'd be like, come on, man, you had like one job. He just asked, like, politely, and you did it? What kind of fucking demon are you?
I didn't know
I didn't know
there was a curse of murder
there was a curse of murder
in Mammon.
in Mammon.
I, Nadia,
I, Nadia,
remove myself
remove myself
from that curse.
from that curse.
Take me, God,
Take me, God,
to be with you.
to be with you.
You think at this point this guy's regretting the voice he chose for the fake demon? You think he's like, oh, my throat hurts, but I can't stop now, or else they'll know I'm faking being a demon.
And the death, you stay out of it.
This is from 2014, so no, this is not during COVID.
Nadia, look at me. Go to be with Christ. Close your eyes and go to be with him. Go to be with him. I want you, Dennis, to say, in the name of Jesus,
In the name of Jesus,
I break the curse
I break the curse
of death,
of death,
of Mammon,
of Mammon,
and Thor.
Why Thor? I was wondering how he was going to tie Thor into this organically, but he didn't. He just like, and Thor's a demon now.
and Thor.
I think even that guy was taken aback by that one. He's like, Thor? Okay. Ugh. His resume, when he applied to be the fake demon-possessed guy, was like, good at improv, so you can't say no, not Thor. It's always yes and with improv.
Mammon's there and Jezebel's there, but Thor's doing the fighting. See what I'm going to do to you, Thor? Release that hand. Lift your hammer.
Hold on. One sec. Okay, so we can either go with this one. Pretty classic. Okay? That's That is dusty. Oh, that just keeps making noise. We can either go with this one, which is pretty good. Okay. It's down. Or if you want to go bigger, we have this. So, I don't know what the preference is. I don't know if this is a size thing or what, but we have options, is all I'm saying.
Lifted by the sword of the Spirit, I Get up, Thor! Get up, Thor! Your power's gone, your hammer's gone. Say I, Thor!
I, Thor!
Bind myself
Burn myself!
to Mammon,
Mammon!
to death,
To death!
and Jezebel,
And Jezebel!
and murder.
And murder!
I speak for all of them.
I speak for all of them!
The curse of Nadia
The curse of Nadia
is lifted.
is lifted
On this man. On this man. Say it. You said the curse is lifted. Say on this man.
on this man
And future generations.
and future.
Future. It sounds like Squidward when he got sent to the future. Future.
Generation.
I have no more right.
I have no more.
I have a question. Just like, I guess it's sort of a metaphysical, like supernatural question. Why would a demon sound like that? Like, other than the fact that you've seen it in movies, why would a demon that took over someone's body sound like that? They took over the guy's body. They would just have his voice. Why does the demon... "Oh, I'm a demon, I'm scary!" Like, why does the demon do that? You would just use the guy's voice, because you'd be in control of his body. Why would you do that? Why is that a choice that the demon makes?
Right.
Right.
To this man. To this man. Say it.
To that man.
I, Thor,
I, Thor,
with all my kingdom. With all my kingdom.
with all my kingdom
And all my kind. And all my kind.
and all my kind,
Receive
receive
the judgment. Say the judgment
the judgment
of God.
of God.
We all
Will
go
go
now.
now.
You all get ready to help me out. Say two.
Kill.
Say that. Say that.
Command you through Christ.
They just said that random noise was pit. Okay. It's almost done. Jesus Christ. There is no Dana, only Zool. I like this lady right here who looks incredibly bored to be here. On the left.
Every part of him. Every part of him.
Jesus' holy name.
Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus.
Wow, he looks like he just got a good fucking. You know what I mean? Like he's like, you know? Like he's like, like he's glowing a little bit and he's too exhausted to really move and he's just trying to recover. Oh. I shouldn't have said that.
Thank you, I Lord, you in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. I speak to you, the peace of God, the presence of Christ, the comfort of the Holy Spirit, filling in every part of you, where all of this evil was. In the name of Jesus. So Mammon is this arrogant spirit that just, he's a ruling prince. He kind of stays in the background and makes the others do his dirty work. So I knew that it was Thor who was doing the fighting for Mammon. So strategically, by getting Thor to pronounce the judgment, then Mammon's obligated to obey it because Thor is his spokesperson or his executioner.
Man, I need to just start renting out Holiday Inn conference rooms and scamming rubes. Because this guy must make a decent bit of money, right? And he probably classifies this as a ministry, so he probably doesn't have to pay taxes. Like, this is the grift right here.
Of the curse. Thank you.
Dennis's possession was so strong, Bob knew there would need to be another exorcism. Next week, part 2. Yay. We'll have to watch Thor another time, the part 2. Is this just gonna be an ad for his bullshit?
A lot has been lifted, and that's all thanks to God and to Bob. Anybody who needs help, just reach out, we'll help you.
I have to give all the credit, and number one to God, but to the Bob Larson's ministry, because it was what I learned that I was able to apply to these terrible situations I found myself in and get deliverance.
If your life isn't all that it should be, if relationships aren't working, if your health, your finances, or your spiritual life are unhappy, schedule a personal one-on-one encounter with me. We'll get to the root
We could call him.
of the issues that are holding you back. We'll give you answers and a whole new direction in life.
That overwhelming joy and peace has come in from that experience alone of being delivered.
I guarantee he has a secretary or an assistant who takes the calls, though, so it wouldn't be him, unfortunately.
Oh, what a change, what a difference when you have an encounter with God.
He already saw the demon in me, when it was revealed that I had Jezebel. Barb Larson's amazing ability that he's...
It's never one of the lame demons. It's always like Jezebel or Thor or one of those ones. It's never just like, I don't know, Craig, you know? It's always one of the big demons.
been gifted, but I thank Bob Larson, and most importantly, I thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
If you're oppressed, we'll confront it. If you have curses,
this has strong Tim and Eric energy.
Break them. Whether you need healing, deliverance, or biblically sound direction in life, a personal one-on-one encounter will set you free.
Oh, I got set free of a demon. I am free of this
The demons are in on the scam as well. That'd be a brilliant grift if demons are real. Work with the demons and pay them off so they'll like inhabit certain people and then you can exorcise them.
Bless this man of God, Father, in Jesus' name. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
He absolutely cleansed me and he took the curses away from me. God had helped me tonight to get rid of the demon. Go see Bob Larson because he can help you.
You've given my life back with my wife, and give me a chance to.
Oh, she looks
To
uncomfortable.
save my life and save my wife's life.
Call one of our encounter coordinators now. You've waited too long to get your life back on track. Take action. I look forward to seeing you soon.
One of Bob Larson's seminars, and I gotta say it was amazing. The prayers and the deliverance, I feel so much better. I feel alive.
Today, God just delivered me of Lucifer so that I could serve him for the rest of my life in my anointing. Ooh, thank you, God.
He delivered me from so many different demons, spirits that have been plaguing me for so long. You have to be set free so you can truly be set free.
Have you considered if multiple demons have taken over your body, then maybe you're the problem? Just lowest common denominator, you know?
It's just worth it. The ministry is just worth it.
Well, that's a scam in my opinion. Ooh, she's like licking the cross in this one. A voodoo demon tries to curse Bob. Is it voodoo because he's a black guy? Seems kind of racist. Black guy can't get possessed by just a normal demon. It has to be a voodoo demon. It's kind of racist, but I don't know, demons. Maybe they're racist. Okay, that's the bullshit Bob Larson for the day. This is the kind of things I waste my money on, chat. Just so you know, in case you wonder where my extra money goes. Right now I'm saving to buy a house for Baja, and but, like, if you ever wondered, what dumb plastic bullshit does Hannah spend her money on? This one. I don't have batteries in this one right now, but it also does noises and makes lightning. With Baja, not for Baja. Correct. Sorry, I misspoke. I would take the camera out there and show you all my Marvel shit, but I own pretty much every piece of Marvel prop replica that's officially licensed and some that aren't. So that's fun. Let's do bit messages. Faye Gold, thanks for resubscribing. MW1642, thank you for gifting a sub. Ender92 says, I appreciate it, Hannah and Chad. I hashed it out and I feel better. Love you and appreciate everything you do. Thank you so much, of course. Nick says, there's no downward bias. Miss K's, thanks for resubscribing with 10 months. Lee Spanner, thanks for following. Squid with 20 bits says, damn, capitalism making people eat Dr. Pepper beans. MMO Addicted says, neighbors are the most quaint part of Poland that I'd miss. The next door neighbor would tell me that I'm an abomination for being pan, but at the same time, if someone were to try and hurt me, he'd still protect me. That's interesting. MMO Addicted, thanks for gifting a sub. Freaking Out 99 says, Ed Citronelli's exorcisms are way more over the top than Bob Larson's. We'll have to check him out sometime. Pyromancer says, made out of the cheapest materials, I'm sure. Overthought with 35 bits says, Bob Larson and Jeremy DeWitt go to a funeral. Bob attempts to exorcise the corpse while Jeremy pepper sprays the grieving family just to bury the poor SOB. I'd pay to watch that. Pay-per-view, get on it. Is pay-per-view still a thing? I don't know. Sky Comet Fallen with 100 bits says, if there's something strange in your neighborhood, who you gonna call? Bob Larson! T with Goblins with 100 bits says, ooh, I definitely struggle with demonic bondage. Yep. Bye, Pagan Man, thanks for following. I gotta screw this into the thing. It's just a heavy stick. Until I screw it in. Devious Chilster says, my favorite part is that dude thinks he can just tell Death to sit down and wait his turn. Thor is open with his use of Mjolnir. You could say he's polyhamorous. Haha. D-Zug says, oh, I love watching grown adults play make-believe together. You'd love D&D. Nick says, aliens watching this video are like, F this, I'm out. D-Zug says, there's no Dana, only Zool. Kazoo Dave, thanks for resubscribing with 2 months in a row. Killjoy102 says, someone needs to tweet this vid to the actor in the movies and ask, this is you? Bardlock Moses says, the demons are in on this game as well. Mike Mack says, best miracle ever. Let me see if I can find that.
This woman has come with a problem. One of her hands is shorter than the other. Look at that. This is incredible. Her left hand is growing.
Hold on. I think with the power of Thor, not just any Thor, specifically the Chris Hemsworth Thor from the movie, I think we can do the same trick because my arms are also not the same size. Hold on. Okay? Ready? Oh, thank you, Thor. Uh-oh, Thor made this one too long now. Hold on. Now we gotta do the other side. Oh. Thanks, Thor. Bardlock Moses says, I play Warhammer, so I can't judge. Ghost Right, thanks for following. Mira Dubs, thank you for following as well. This is a cleanse, apparently.
Brian,
Yes.
do you know where my laptop went? Have you seen my laptop?
Yeah, maybe. What is a laptop?
It's a small computer. You have one right in front of you.
Oh, yes. It's right here.
No, my laptop.
No, you don't have one, though.
That's what Do you know where it is?
It's kind of a long story.
That's fine.
Come gather round and I'll tell you a tale.
Hurdy-gurdy?
A tale of a night very much like the one tonight.
You have to sing this story?
Yes.
The rain pelted cruelly, the wind tore my hood as I ran through the wood to my homestead.
How many verses is this?
12.
When I saw in a clearing a figure was stood beckoning as if
we live in Brooklyn. Never mind, I'll come back later.
I'll skip to verse 11.
Now you know, said the wizard, what price you must pay to gain the reward you see.
I feel like you skipped a lot.
You'll get it through context.
You must trade me a treasure that's of commensurate or greater value than the suggested retail price of this mystical ancient antique. So I granted the wizard a book forged in chrome, though it pained me to part, and regret filled my mind. With a flourish he vanished along with my tome, leaving naught but this hoodie behind. Leaving naught but this goodie behind.
You pawned my laptop to get a hurdy-gurdy.
Karen, I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to remind me what a laptop is.
That's cute. Bingo. Satanic ritual, satanic on the bingo card for the thing. I'm gonna go with ancient wisdom over all the weird demon stuff. I think that's it. Let's see what CC is up to, maybe?
The 93 million is a human.
This isn't even him talking, he just posted someone else's thing.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. CC here, Chris, from New York, Westchester County, 4421.
That's true. Hold on. Bingo card stuff. You're right, there were a couple. I forgot about the electric thing that we watched a little bit of. Flat Earth, because of this video. Is that it? That might be it.
Happy Easter, everyone. My Greek Easter isn't until, I think it's May 4th this year, but anyway. These are all made-up dates, doesn't matter.
All dates are made up, CC.
Does NASA have a complaint department? Do they? You know, I mean, all the other companies do have a complaint department. But does NASA have a complaint department?
I mean, NASA is a governmental agency. They're not a private business, so they probably have some sort of place where you can leave comments, or whatever, but they're a governmental agency, so they don't really have to give a shit about whether or not you're personally satisfied with them.
I mean, while you're sitting there down in Florida,
Shy Sad Alien. I'll check it after the stream. And then I'll have to vet them for next week.
And you watch a rocket blast off, and then all of a sudden, it turns. And you have questions. Can you complain to NASA? No. No, you can't.
You could literally ask your questions to Google, and there's probably an answer. If you're talking about the fact that, like, after a rocket takes off, after a while, it stops going straight up and starts curving... Like, I, as a layperson, can explain to you why that happens, because it's actually quicker to get out of the atmosphere and requires less energy once you get there to go sort of a parabolic angle and move out of the atmosphere that way than it would be to punch straight up. That's the answer. You don't need to actually contact NASA for that answer.
You can't. You just have to sit there and watch it like every other train rat. When the tragedy of the Space Challenger. Ooh, that's a nerve. People don't like me to bring that up. Well, they're all alive. Every single one of them.
No, they're not. Oh, God. This is one of my least favorite things Flat Earthers will do, because often Flat Earth stuff, it's always damaging. Magical thinking is always damaging. It leads to stuff like QAnon. But actually talking about a tragedy like the shuttle explosion or any disaster that's happened in regard to, like, space travel and trivializing it by claiming that the unfortunate victims are still alive, even though their families have spent decades grieving their loss. Fucked up. Just so messed up. It's really, really gross. He yells more when driving. Yeah, his wife's probably home and he's afraid of her.
And we can prove it, but who cares?
You can't prove it. You literally can't, because they're not alive.
While I was in the classroom, I turned over to my professor and I asked him, why the fuck is this thing turning?
Because once it gets up a certain height, it needs to escape the Earth, okay? It's easier to do that going sideways and then get into an orbit and then use that orbit to try and get you somewhere else than it is to just go, I'm gonna go directly away from the center of the Earth constantly. That's not how it works. If this guy played Kerbal Space Program for an hour, I think a lot of his problems would probably be solved.
Why am I looking at an aerial view of the rocket upside down? Why? No answer. Nothing at all. You gotta see the lies. You gotta see through this bullshit. And then you'll understand why. Anyway, just want to touch base with everybody. Hope everybody's good.
That's all you had to say, really?
Thank you for subbing. Thank you for viewing my videos and let me be a part of your life.
Jesus.
Parent here.
Oh, it's the same one. Yeah. They're going sideways relative to the Earth because they're high enough up at that point that they're trying to get into an orbit. CC's a frustrating guy.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. CC here, Chris from New York, Westchester County. Here with a couple of topics I'd like to speak to you about. I'm out in the rain today. It's raining. It's been raining all day long. And it sucks. What are you going to do? I'd rather rain than snow, right? By the way, it's Sunday, February 11th, 2018. So I've spent the better part of the weekend answering trolls. I don't know why I bother, but what are you going to do? I like to keep my channel neat, and anybody who leaves messages and comments, I like to give them my rebuttal or say thank you to my brothers and sisters out there who do leave messages that are reputable, shall we say. And for those who are trolls, and those who are liars, I say one thing to you. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to be here and haunt you. Okay? I'm going to continue.
Someone links the astrology of the JFK assassination.
Part 1. As far as the assassination is concerned, the first thing that I see is JFK's natal third house north node. The third house is associated with Gemini and community, and therefore also, oddly enough, rules transportation, including a convertible Lincoln Continental. In hindsight, his north node in Capricorn, which talks about his fate or destiny being in the third house, could loosely be translated to he was destined to meet his fate while in a car. JFK's natal north node in Capricorn was conjunct Lee Harvey Oswald's natal ascendant, and at the moment of the shooting, it was transiting the 11th house of audiences. It occurred in front of a crowd of people, and it was broadcast on television later on. JFK's natal Mars and his natal Mercury, which rule both his Gemini sun and his Virgo moon, are conjunct in Taurus, and both inconjunct or quincunx his ascendant in Libra. Don't worry, I'm going to break it down in part 2. This is the astrology of the JFK assassination, part 1.
I hate it. I hate it already.
You putting videos out as long as I can. So enjoy yourself. Probably a couple of guys in a car smoking pot enjoying my videos, but who cares? Doesn't matter. As long as I'm waking people up, and that's what I want to do.
I wish.
I have more videos than I think I do subs, and that tells you something, that people are attacking me. That'd make a difference. Okay, so let's get into the other topics and forget about this nonsense. Elon Musk. Wow, he has been mentioned in pretty much a lot of videos over the weekend. I want to give you some inconsistencies of that little car that's supposedly floating up there in space, which
Oh, this was when they put the Tesla in space.
Oh, that does not exist, obviously. There's no stars, there's no planets, there's really possibly could be.
Amateur planet photos. These are not taken by NASA. These are ones taken by amateur astronomers. That one might not be real. But, like, you can find amateur astronomy pics. There's a whole subreddit just for amateur astronomy. You can take goddamn pictures yourself of the planets. They exist, CC. Chris, go buy a telescope.
Be a plausible possibility of a simulation up there, but we're not 100% sure about that, but I'm giving you my beliefs on it. I guess I'll have to point out the inconsistencies with the vehicle that's a live feed, right? I mean, you've seen that. Pathetic. This is like an insult to our intelligence as far as I'm concerned. It really is an insult to our intelligence. I mean, I can't believe that they would put something like this live, that he would. I'm insulted. I really am. I am insulted. But not only that, I'm disappointed that people are looking at this and they're seeing this as real. When I first logged onto it, I believe I logged onto it yesterday, or sometime last night, or maybe the day before, and I saw that live feed. Originally, there were bubbles, or little white specks coming out on the side. I wasn't sure what the hell those were. Yeah, maybe it was dust or something like that, right? Yeah, right. I'm not sure exactly where this thing is floating around. If it's in a pool, I have no idea. I really don't. It could very well be in a pool, but...
It's not. It's space.
There's some problems with that, but I'll get into that later. Maybe another video. The inconsistencies I do want to point out to you, though, are... Okay, well, we look at our seat right here in our car. Okay, there's foam in this seat. Right here, see, there's foam. You touch it, this is all air. You can squeeze it, right? Yeah, that's right. It's because it's foam. Okay, there's air inside of it. What do you think this seat would look like if I took this seat and vacuum sealed it? What do you think it would look like at all? It would look like a pathetic little shriveled up thing.
Oh no! He thinks that going into space is the same as getting put in like a vacuum bag. Oh no, Chris. That's not how that works. That I'm gonna count that as that's not how science works. The opposite. If anything, the opposite would happen. But even then, I don't think that would count for, like, a chair in an inanimate object. Like, the chair isn't holding any internal pressure, right? So it would probably be fine. You'd have a problem as a human because you're trying to keep air in your body and other stuff, right? So that would be an issue, but the chair would be fine.
Like a McDonald's hamburger, okay? But yet, we look at the seat floating around in space up there, and it just looks perfect. Plump and juicy, doesn't it?
Yeah. What? How do you think vacuums work, Chris?
I mean, really. Now let's talk about the tires on the vehicle itself. Well, it looks like to me there's air in it. So unless if they decided to put water inside of those wheels, well, no. They're not going to be plump like that. They're going to be sucked into the rim. It's going to be completely distorted. What about the headlamps? What about the headlights? All of this shit has air inside of it. I mean...
Okay, but it doesn't have to, right? Like, if they wanted to... I was going to say, actually, if they wanted to start the car, because I was thinking combustion, but it's a Tesla, so even then... I don't know if there's anything on a Tesla that would require atmosphere to function, but I don't think there is. I can't even imagine what it would be. Like, no one's in the car. It doesn't have to have life support. It's just electronics in space. It's fine.
You can't put something like this in space and make it look like some... It's...
Except you can. It did. They did that. Tesla in space. I don't even like Tesla, and I certainly don't like Elon Musk, but they did do this. It was a marketing thing. They put a car with a mannequin in it in space. Like, what? I don't understand. Yeah, does he think the car would be crushed? Because that's the opposite of what would happen in a vacuum. A vacuum would not crush something. Extreme pressure would do that. Like if it was at the bottom of the ocean. Chris, you don't know how anything works. Why are you asserting things with such confidence?
It's just so bad. It really is. I mean, they're selling cars. That's what they're doing.
Yeah, it's an ad. It's an ad.
Wanted to buy a Tesla. I was all for it. But NASA needed somebody who would fuck up as bad as they have. And they got it. Welcome Elon Musk.
What's CC's job? He drives people around. He has like a special car. I think he picks up people who need a vehicle with wheelchair access that can't drive themselves. So I think he does stuff for like retirement communities or nursing homes, and also probably just people who, you know, are in wheelchairs and don't have a wheelchair accessible vehicle. He drives them around.
Is this to cover up NASA? Is this to, you know, maybe let NASA off the leash, shall we say? You know, let them disappear into the silence and leave it all up to Mr. Musk?
SpaceX is a contractor with NASA, as is, I think, Boeing and probably a lot of other companies. NASA has public-private partnerships with tons of companies.
To screw everything up?
But yes, private sector space travel, or not travel necessarily, but stuff like satellites and telecommunications, putting stuff into space is more and more becoming a thing in the private sector, as opposed to just, you know, places like NASA. So,
is that what it is? Is that what it's going to boil down to? Because it very well looks like it.
Like, I think Amazon, Jeff Bezos, have their own program that they want to work on or something. I don't know. It's like the trendy new thing for billionaires to get into is space stuff.
People prepare. I'm going to revert you back to one of my earlier videos from about a year ago. It's the Awakening video. And in that video I said prepare. And I stated in that video, prepare for what? I don't know. I think this might be it, really, because they're not going anywhere with this. And stock up, you know?
I mean, again, I don't like Tesla and I don't like Musk, but SpaceX has made some pretty good strides in their programs, like the landing the rockets, reusability and stuff. That's great. Their Starship program hasn't done as well. I know they've done a lot of tests lately that have, like, blown up, but I don't know. I don't have a problem with it necessarily like I do with Musk as a person.
Fill your car up with gas every night before you go home. Go out and get some canned food. You know, if you have a pantry, fill it up right now. Because I don't know where this is going, but it doesn't look good. It really doesn't. I thank you for subbing. I thank you for viewing my videos. I thank you for letting me be a part of your life, and I appreciate your comments.
Oh, Chris. Let's just watch the classic. His wife made an appearance, and then we'll move on.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. Well, same day, same time. This is not to scale, of course. When I grew up, the solar system was stationary.
All right, honey, come on.
The sun was standing.
Why don't you stop this bullshit?
Idiot. Shouldn't you give me like 5 minutes?
No, you've had it all morning, and I'm just freezing, and I'm hungry, and it's time to start cleaning the house.
I can't believe he still has this on the channel. Ridiculous. Okay. Bit messages. Bardlock Moses says, I play Warhammer, so I can't judge. Oh no, I read that one. Sorry. Bardlock Moses says his wife must be at home. Yeah, thus the whispers. Mike Mack says, this is basic science. Do people not pay attention or what? No, they don't. Nick says he'd probably just call Kerbal Space Program a conspiracy. And honestly, CC is better than that bald guy whose name I forget, who's a total bigot. I don't know which guy you're talking about. Are you talking about Sovereign Citizen Marcel Bissett or a different person? Daddy Sume says, guess who got microchipped? Good. I'm glad. And then there was a link. Let me see if I can find the link. Hey. Good job. Colored by Emmy with 20 bits says Cece's wife is such a mood. And Papasan01, thank you for following. Mm-hmm. 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 Remember this time Nathan got verbally beat down by a bunch of children? Marcel posted the other day. He certainly did. I'm gonna have to go through these and make sure that he's not, you know, using slurs. Marcel, it's an hour long. Jesus Christ.
You want a flyer? Who else wants a flyer?
I gotta say something. The earth is round.
Yeah, so are pizzas.
Yeah, and pennies.
And pennies, yeah, and plates. Your dinner plate is round, right?
Can you get a link for the video where his wife yells at him? I already went on to I already closed the link, but if you just go to CC's channel, it's just C space C. It's his top video of all time.
No, it's not round.
Pass them out.
Quarters aren't round.
No.
Yeah, they are.
I'm being recorded with you right now.
And I'm just speaking.
You're saying quarters aren't round. What about car tires? Are tires round?
No, they're filled with air.
Yeah, and they're contained. The air is contained. If you pop the tire, the air would go out, right?
Yeah.
So what contains the air in the atmosphere?
Yeah, how does it hold it?
You think it's space?
No.
No, yeah, me neither.
Flat?
Yeah, Earth's flat.
No,
There's a dome.
What happens if you go to Antarctica and accidentally slip? Then how come people from space say it's round?
Well, space is fake. Those people are lying and stealing money.
Wait, I got you.
They've been caught, guys. There's thousands of videos with wires and green screen.
And when they fall, sometimes gravity kicks in from the zero-G plane. They practice in and do it.
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah,
we all have one brain cell here. Yeah.
No, I don't think so. I think you're all very intelligent. God gave you a working mind.
I was 37 until I figured it out.
He's 37.
I was 37 when I figured it out.
What's up? What's the question?
Do y'all go on Google Maps or do you look at paper?
Google Maps.
I love that kid. He's got a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure shirt on, too.
This was created by the CIA.
Yeah, they're going to make it bend, do whatever they want.
But also, if you take the ball on Google Maps and you pull one side to the other side, you don't rotate the ball 180 degrees. You have to do it like 2 or 3 times to get to the other side of the ball. So it's not even a ball on Google Maps.
Wait a minute. Yeah. Explain to me this then. When people are coming from China to Alaska, how did that work if the Earth was flat? They'd fall off the other side because they were going this way, not called gravity. This.
No.
They were
The-
going this way.
No,
The compass is
from
pointing
China
to
to
the
Alaska, there's no edge or anything. You don't fall off the edge.
Okay, sure.
It might go on forever. It
Here,
might be
I
a
got
wall.
you. I got you. I'm just gonna show you this.
All right, cool.
Are y'all seeing stars? Are y'all posting? Are y'all okay? This is what I think.
No, they deleted my YouTube. Okay, so but if that's what you think Earth is, that means that South America and North America are half the planet, right? Yep.
Hold on. World map. Okay, by land mass, no. I don't know the specifics, but like North America and South America aren't half the planet by terms of land mass. Most of the Earth is water. Like 70% of the Earth is water. It's like Nathan thinks because there are two main, like, land masses here. We have, like, North America and South America, and then we have Africa, Asia, all that stuff. He thinks that because they're two separate things, like Old World, New World, that they have to be 50%? What?
Look at that.
So that means that on the other side of that planet, there has to be Asia, Europe, Africa, Australia, the Indian Ocean. You see what I'm saying? Antarctica. You can't have 7 countries or...
Do something about the bully in your channel? Who?
There's 6 continents on the other side
And that's
of that ball.
They Photoshop it. They add in
You
clouds.
see what I'm saying? There's too much
clouds,
missing
all
land.
kind of
There's
stuff.
too much missing land.
Yeah, but isn't like 75% of the Earth like water?
Yeah, flat water. That's our
It
argument.
doesn't curve.
Flat water.
Yeah, water's flat.
Do you have any white powder in your car?
I love that kid.
No, I don't. I don't take drugs.
Yeah, no drugs. That's bad for you.
I've been testing Earth for 5 years, guys.
Have you ever been to
My research said not by a researcher on the bingo card.
space?
Let this guy get by. No, space is fake.
Space is fake. I think you need to gain one brain cell to know what the Earth is. Yeah, I got one brain cell and I already know that my brain is round.
You have one brain cell and you know your brain is round.
I probably know why you think the Earth is flat. Because if the Earth is round, then we would be spinning pretty much. If Earth is
Yeah,
flat.
do you feel like
No,
it's
the Earth
spinning?
isn't spinning.
Do you feel like it's spinning?
Hey, if Earth is flat like a sheet of paper, we got people. Wait, hey, hear me out. What if a fat guy jumps into a swimming pool? Will he fall through? No. Then how do you think it goes
Yeah, how
from
come
day and night?
gravity doesn't grab him or pull him underneath
Does
the
the
water?
Earth not move?
Because it's buoyancy then.
Yeah. How come gravity doesn't pull fat people underwater? They float.
Yeah. It's called
Yeah.
buoyancy force.
It's called.
Yeah,
Oh, it's a force?
Yeah.
So there's a force going up, there's a force going down.
Yes, there can be multiple vectors operating on an object at the same time. Do you think that's a gotcha?
You know, mainstream science says gravity is not a force.
But it acts as one. It certainly acts as a vector.
But friction is.
Friction has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
I'm in seventh grade. I think I know more than these guys.
Centrifugal force is a force. That has nothing to do with what we're talking about, guys. We're talking about fat people floating in a pool.
Hey, these guys. So pretty much you think if we were upside down right now, we would literally be.
You would feel it, right? I mean,
think
you're
we're
not an
upside
ant
right.
or a spider that walks upside down, or spider pig on the ceiling, right?
Yeah.
Spider pig.
I think we're up.
Spider Pig. Well, hold on. When did the Simpsons movie come out? Simpsons movie. The Simpsons movie came out in 2007. This video is from 2020. That movie came out before a lot of these kids were born. Maybe all of them. I don't think they're gonna get a Spider Pig reference.
Slide down right now.
Does whatever a spider pig does.
Yeah.
Nope, I don't think we're upside down. You have a good one, brother. Smart kids, dude.
That was a trip.
Those kids are smarter than both of these two combined. Did he ever upload him bothering those other kids to this channel? I would guess not, because I feel like that would be one of his most popular videos. Remember when he got arrested for harassing
guys, real
children at school?
Quick. I got a flyer for you. Check it out. No, I'm sorry, we can't. I can't give him a flyer? Hey guys, check this out real quick.
Flat earther Nathan Edward Thompson was arrested for yelling and trying to reach out to school children in the Greenville County Elementary School, Hollis Academy. Nathan Thompson is a...
I don't see the actual video. That makes me sad. Does the video not exist in its entirety anymore because Nathan's channel got deleted? That's a little sad if that's the case. I get it, though. I don't know. What else? Let's finish up with our, I guess, favorite conspiracy theorist. A call for an uprising who is out there, believes in Satan and all sorts of stuff. Talking about the Lil Nas shoes again, because of course he is.
This is a call for an uprising.
This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. Obviously, I've been covering this Satan shoe nonsense with Lil Nas, and I wanted to just do one more follow-up video because, well, it's another learning opportunity for people out there to see how all of these people are connected, how they all use the same signs and symbols in their magazine posts, or excuse me, magazine covers or shoots, or their posts that they post themselves on Instagram, the lyrics of their songs, the clothing that they wear, the signs and symbols on their jewelry. These are all telltale signs that these people are all in these same secret societies. Maybe not the identical secret society, but all of these...
Ooh, competing secret societies. Fun.
Secret societies have the same end result. They all worship Satan at the end of the day.
Honestly, they should just consolidate then. Seems like they'd be more effective. They can all be like, okay, I know we disagree about how we worship Satan, but we're all here for our Lord and Savior, Lucifer, so let's just get together and we'll torture children. All the same, okay? One big, loving, satanic family.
And it's not just some publicity stunt, like a bunch of imbeciles would think that Lil Nas X, who has an audience geared towards children, somehow...
Does Lil Nas have an audience geared towards children? I don't think he does. He's an adult rap artist.
Despite you-know-what that he does.
He's mentioning the fact that Lil Nas happens to be gay. Who cares?
His spare time. But somehow has an audience geared towards children because of his original song that went viral and all these kids subscribe to him. I don't even understand how people listen to this stuff, let alone how these people act or conduct themselves in their videos or in real life. But just the music itself is just so... You call that music? I mean, give me a break. Like...
He's such a boomer. You call this music? Back in my day, I used to listen to Bob Hope, okay? Let me tell you about the Beach Boys. They used to sing about surfing, which is the thing we used to do back in the day, okay?
Not even these people's real voices, but that's another story for another day. First thing I want to say is there's all these stories that come out because, you know, if you remember the first video I did, which was only a couple days ago, so hopefully you remember, but because of the chemtrails in the sky and the chemicals in the food, some of us will forget.
Chemicals in the food making the frickin' frogs gay.
Things pretty quickly these days. But I talked about Nike's involvement, and people would message me and they said, well, Nike's not really involved. Well, I said in my follow-up video, Nike allows people to use their logo and sell their shoes almost like through affiliate marketing in a
I don't know if they do though, because they're suing the company that made these shoes, Nike.
sense. But Nike has, maybe they listened to my video, or maybe it was just other people.
Yes, George Nike, the president of the company that is Nike, listened to your conspiracy video and decided to take action. Delusional.
I don't know.
The gay agenda? I don't know if I'd call it the gay agenda on the bingo card yet.
Where they got the feedback. I'm not very important, so I doubt that they listen to me. But Nike has filed a lawsuit against Lil Nas X and his shoes. And that's not what this video is about, so stay tuned, because I want to show you something about a famous celebrity who happens to be wearing the shoes and flaunting them, and you will be shocked at who it is.
I still think these shoes are ugly, by the way. Like, I don't care that they exist. I'm not a big shoe person. I'm more about hats, which is basically the opposite. They go on the opposite end of your body, whatever. A nice pair of Converse shoes, I'm happy. I don't need all this other stuff. I don't know.
Let's just say she's a virus, or he's a virus.
Turn it up. What's this?
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay. Do you understand that? Turn the friggin' frogs gay. Serious crap. Gay. Frogs, friggin' frogs. It's not funny. I'm gonna...
Yeah, the same company did make Jesus shoes. We saw those on another stream.
But Nike's filed a trademark infringement lawsuit against the designer of the Satan shoes. These are the same people, by the way, who came out with these Jesus shoes that had holy water in them, and they advertised it like you could walk on water. I covered this a couple years ago about how there's just blasphemy and it was mocking Jesus. And of course, there were Christians who were like, it's...
So when you do a Jesus shoe, it's mocking Jesus, and when you do a Satan shoe, it's mocking Jesus. It's almost like a call for an uprising just thinks everything is mocking Jesus.
No, it's honoring him. You know, they're literally...
It's like the people in the 70s and 80s that thought D&D was satanic, and Magic the Gathering is satanic, and everything's satanic! No, it's not. Stop.
Saying if you get the shoes, you can walk on.
I say this as someone currently wearing horns with a Baphomet statue in the background. It's not satanic.
Water. It was...
Not in the literal way that you think, at least.
Total mockery is what it was. So this is the same company, MSCHF. And again, they're only sold 666 pairs of these shoes for, of course, $1,018, which is referenced to Luke 10:18, which talks about Satan falling like lightning from heaven. And they said the shoes immediately have sold out. And Nike has said this. Nike filed a trademark infringement complaint against them relating to the shoes. They said they have no further details to share on pending legal matters. However, we can tell you we do not have a relationship with Lil Nas X. The Satan shoes were produced without Nike's approval or authorization, and Nike is in no way connected. Now, look, we all probably have the same response to this, right? Nike is a major, major brand, probably the biggest brand for shoes and that kind of stuff, apparel, you know, when it comes to sporting, right? Sports. A lot of people believe that the swoosh is really Saturn.
Define a lot of people. This is literally the first time I've heard anyone make that claim.
Saturn's ring. Not going to argue that. The CEO at Nike was affiliated to some of...
See, I've heard different conspiracy theorists say different things. Like, I think I've seen one that, like, said, oh, it's like a serpent tongue, like from Genesis. I've heard all sorts of different things. I've not heard the Saturn thing, though.
This stuff with that guy named Jeffrey, with the last name Steen, and some of the stuff going on there. There was a lot of connections to, let's just say, pizza a few years back.
Mark is offline, says, hi, Hannah just got top surgery this morning, and nothing makes me smile and helps me heal more than some good old roasting of conspiracy theorists mad about queer artists. Congratulations. I wish you a speedy recovery, and I hope you like the results. Great for you.
We all know that Nike is obviously in on this stuff. These people...
Yeah, we can add Saturn to the list. Hold on. This is my list of things that, This is my list of things that A Call for an Uprising and other conspiracy theorists have claimed are satanic or Freemason or whatever. He thinks they're all the same thing, so... Hold on, sorry. Saturn. The fucking planet.
People who run these corporations are all part of the same secret societies. That's how they get in those positions. This is nothing more than a publicity stunt by Nike to save face, because they don't want to show any involvement with this stuff, because people have been calling and saying they're going to boycott, and they get nervous and they get scared because they're in competition with other brands. They want to keep...
I don't think a bunch of easily upset Christians are going to destroy Nike's business.
But squeaky...
Oh, someone has a bingo? Let me check. Will Callie... Now, science work, Q claimed as a source, free space, chemtrails, satanic. When was chemtrails brought up? I do not remember chemtrails ever being brought up. Remind me if I'm wrong. I just genuinely don't remember. Someone let me know. This video? When did he say chemtrails in this video? If he did, I missed it. The bingo command is just bingo. Yeah, other people are confirming it. I must have just missed it. Apologies. Yeah, you win. Hooray. Can I gift you a sub right now? You already have one. Will Kale. Will Kale. Let me write your name down in my Word document real quick, and then we can continue. Come on. Open office. Don't be a bitch. File open. File recent. Will Kale. All right. Consider yourself on the list of people I owe subs to.
Clean image. So it's a publicity stunt. You think Little Nas is gonna go to, lose money or anything like that? Give me a break.
I mean, he could. I think it would more so be the company that actually is behind them. But yeah, it's possible.
In reality, people should be
more likely. I think they would settle, but
I didn't know it was legal to sell blood in a shoe, but apparently it is.
I guess so.
But here's the thing I wanted to show everyone, because Little Nas became famous. And I believe this man, Billy Ray Cyrus, he's the one who kind of, they teamed up together. He came out and, became a big thing. And Billy Ray Cyrus is, he's one of the... he's a rich, famous musician with no song that anyone knows other than Achy Breaky Heart, which is a comedy song because it's an awful, horror...
I don't know if I'd say it's a comedy song. It was certainly a one-hit wonder, though. I know he had other... But, that's the one everyone knows.
Horrible song. And this guy has wielded so much power.
And yes, he's Hannah Montana's dad.
In the music industry, because this guy is a warlock / witch, whatever you want to call him.
That's pretty sweet.
He is a handler.
Honestly, I think a warlock would probably write a better song than Achy Breaky Heart, but that's just me, I guess.
I believe he's Nas's handler, and we all know he's obviously the handler to Miley Virus, his daughter. And, of course, who was posting and bragging about owning and wearing the shoe on this, I think it was the day before it even came out. She already happened to have a pair.
I mean, assuming she's probably friends with Lil Nas, they're both musicians. He already has a business relationship with her father. They probably know each other. And he was like, check out this shoe that we're making. And she was like, those are fly as fuck. Could I get a pair? And then got her a pair. It's not shocking.
How convenient, right? Miley Virus wearing the shoes. Isn't that wonderful? Who else would wear it, right? And people are just still, they go, oh, they're just trolling you people like a call for an uprising. Says,
they literally are. You are taking the bait so hard. You're still advertising this for them.
She's got the shoes on, obviously the pentagram, the blood in it, and looking more and more like Justin Bieber. But, guess revealing his or her real colors here, Miley Virus. But Miley Virus is somebody I've covered many times, and this is why it's important to note. If you watch the video I did yesterday, I showed Lil Nas X. The first video I did, I showed the music video and all that stuff. And yesterday I did a follow-up video because I wanted people to see the signs and symbols of this guy's flash, because it's a good way to teach people this stuff, because they all do the same stuff. The black and white checker floors, the butterflies, right? Well, Miley Virus, here she is wearing the satanic shoes, promoting it, thinking it's wonderful. And I mean, I've exposed her dozens of times. Here's Miley Virus on stage with all-seeing eye symbolism. Oh, boy, I guess she wanted to be an optometrist too. We all want to wear an eye.
Call, you literally have an all-seeing eye in your logo. Clearly people use that imagery for a variety of reasons.
Ball over our breast or nipple or chest or pectoral muscle. So there she is on stage doing that. She has an eye tattooed on her finger. You know, no big deal. Just like, you know, Lil Nas X with the pyramid on his back with the all-seeing eye on it. You know, they're all just huge fans of eyeballs. Of course, she does the all-seeing eye symbol all the time, just like Lil Nas X, just like all these people do. Because these are all occult symbols that show that they're a part of the same secret society that worships Lucifer. These are what the symbols are. They're no different than gang symbols. You get Miley Cyrus doing the shh sign, right? And there are so many.
It's because she's Hannah Montana. And she has a secret. The secret is that she's Hannah Montana instead of... what was the character's name from Hannah Montana? Like Miley Stewart or something. They gave her like a fake name, right? I think, in that show. Did they ever say her last name in Hannah Montana?
With her, it's not even him, her. It's not even worth getting into because
it's like, shh, I have a secret. I'm Hannah Montana secretly.
I mean, every single one, right? The butterflies. I covered that yesterday, right? Here she is with all the butterflies. Oh, what a surprise. She loves butterflies. Lil Nas X loves butterflies. Maybe they should date. Oh, wait. Oh, wait, they still could technically, right? Because he likes to... Okay, anyway. We have the...
Wowzers, he is salty today.
Butterflies, we have the cage, which is another MK Ultra symbol.
Oh, God. Cages now, too? Hold on, I could put that on the list. I don't think I had that. Cages. Do I have cages? I don't. Gotta add cages. Cages.
You always see the birdcage incorporated. Taylor Swift, her, Britney Spears.
I'm pretty sure in the case of this video, this was early on in her career after Hannah Montana. It's a visual representation of her as being raised a child star and constantly being supervised by handlers and Disney. She feels like a caged bird. And the video is like her breaking out of that feeling of being caged by the people around her. It's like the most on-the-nose visual metaphor you could possibly have for her career. And apparently it just goes right over Call for an Uprising's head.
It's not because they're huge fans of birds and butterflies. These are all signs and symbols that the occult use. You get so many of these things that she does with the shh sign, which is the secrecy sign. You know, because this is a Freemasonic gesture that means that the secret is safe in the Brotherhood. You don't reveal the secrets of these secret societies, or you're supposed to be, taken care of, if you know what I mean. And this is stuff you always see Rihanna. They always do the shh. You know, it's not because they're saying, shh, be quiet, I'm in the library reading a book, or shh.
There are only so many things you can do to pose for an album cover. Like, what do you want them to do that is not satanic? Like, would Call for an Uprising if there was literally someone on an album cover who just had, like, their arms at their side and they were completely neutral? I guarantee he would be like, they're showing their lack of emotion. They're showing what the mind control has done to them. It's made them a clean slate. Like, no matter what the pose is, he's going to make up some bullshit to explain why he thinks it's satanic.
Don't tell anyone, I just farted. No.
Yeah, I think that is what Rihanna's saying, actually.
It's a secret society code. It's a message. And if you follow my channel, you know when I was covering the whole stuff involving pizza, Miley was at the forefront because Miley had hundreds of Instagram posts of her dressed up in pizza. Pizza this, pizza that, pizza glasses. An
Pizza's pretty rad. Have you had pizza? It's real good.
obsession with pizza. You see the articles. Miley Cyrus, weird obsession with pizza. Because pizza was code, is code. I don't know if they use it anymore. They probably changed it. But they still can get away with it because they did a whole deflection campaign to make everyone, laugh at this stuff and not even think that it was going on.
Or it's actually ridiculous and people are laughing at you because you're stupid. It's probably that one.
It is going on. But pizza was always a code word that they would use for.
No, it's not. Pizza is a code word for a delicious disc of carbs, tomato sauce, cheese, and various toppings.
Or these things involving.
Did I put pizza on the list? That feels like I definitely should have, right? Do I have pizza? How could I have missed pizza? Pizza. Honestly, I'll become a Satanist if I get pizza. Oops, that's the wrong camera.
These little ones. So that's the best way I could put it here on YouTube, folks, without getting a strike or getting taken down. So you should know what I'm talking about. But look at all the pictures with pizza. And she had all.
I kind of want that pizza onesie. That's cute.
These bizarre posts with another band, Flaming Lips, I believe their name was, where she would post fetus, babies, and it's just disturbing crap. So it's no surprise that the virus comes out and supports his shoes, and he's posting things on his Twitter apparently where he's like, oh, I'm gonna go broke because of Nike. He's laughing about it because it's a big joke. It's just Nike saying, look, everyone, we're not involved. So everyone goes, okay, we won't boycott Nike, because there is an outrage over it, and it's good that there is one. Because these are the types of things that can get Christians fired up, and maybe Christians who start, I don't want to say falling away, but start maybe just getting caught in the world and the things of this world, to just snap back in and be like, realize that this is about spiritual warfare. This is real.
Look at that pizza.
The Bible speaks of this. And it doesn't mean that you have to care about the enemy.
Is that like an actual pizza, or is it a cake shaped like a pizza? It kind of looks like a cake, maybe? I can't tell.
Me or hate the enemy.
Seems like she just really likes pizza, which is fine. Pizza's like one of the most popular foods in the world. It's not surprising that it comes up.
I mean, I'm not saying stuff like that, like people like to pretend that I'm saying. These are the people who are influencing children. Okay, they know what they're doing. I never said don't pray for them. I just feel like there's more, if you're going to spend, you can't spend 24 hours in a day praying for every single individual on the planet, can you? Unless you just say, I'm going to pray for the whole world. There are a lot of people who are in cages, who just are born into these covenants, who deserve prayers. These people, do they deserve them? I mean, you can decide that. That's not my decision. Are they going to get mine? No, because they make a decision. There are some people who are born into this stuff and they don't know any better. But these people know. They've read the Bible more than some Christians have read it. They read it in reverse. Remember, they read it and they look at God in the Bible as evil because of the things that he does and the things he takes away and how.
Stop judging God by his actions in the Bible. Just worship him like it tells you to do.
Now, they can't do what they want, because that's what the satanic mindset is. Do without will shall be the whole of the law. They believe they should be able to do whatever they want and whoever they want, however they want, with no repercussions.
If they're not hurting anyone, yes.
And no judgment, but they will be judged. So this is Miley.
Okay, if you believe that, that's cool. Not everyone does, and that's people's personal business.
Of course, having the shoe, flaunting the shoe, just unbelievable. These people are just, they don't even care what the perception is, because everybody thinks everything's a joke now. And they laugh. They're like, oh, Christians are being ridiculous, and they're out of control.
Yeah, a lot of the time.
I mean, we've lost the right to free speech as Christians over the last couple of years.
Which is why he has a YouTube channel with almost 100,000 subscribers where he bitches about things like this on a daily basis because he doesn't have freedom of speech.
Look at people who go out and protest outside of clinics that do things that that people shouldn't be going in and getting done.
Okay, if that's your opinion, that's fine, but you don't get to determine that for other people.
To their bodies that involve babies. They're not even allowed to stand out there and protest anymore.
I think you are in most places, but if you're on private property, they can tell you to leave.
They get yelled at and told to leave, or they're harassing. Or how about the library?
Yeah, you are harassing people if you do that. Fuck you if you do that.
Can't go outside of there when they got the old dudes in the long hair and the lipstick inside and say anything.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't go into a library and harass someone just for funsies. Not usually a good idea.
So it's gotten to a point where it's like they can flaunt this stuff and they can mock us, but we can't say anything back. And I say, screw that.
Yeah, we're mocking you for being hateful assholes. And you're not allowed to be a hateful asshole. Like, I mean, you're allowed to, like, in public. No one can stop you. You do have your First Amendment. But, like, on private platforms, they can tell you to fuck off. That's what happens. And no one can be forced to listen to you. Like, if you are telling people a bunch of mean shit and they tell you to fuck off, then fuck off. You have a right to speak. You don't have a right to force people to listen to you, though.
And screw their rules and their hate speech. Because, you know what? There's a lot of us. And if we're fired up in our faith, they're going to have to deal with fiery Christians. But they want everyone lukewarm. They want everyone cookie cutter. They want you to be like the evangelical preachers on the TV who stick their thumbs up their rear end and they go, we love you. I love you. We love the devil. We pray for the devil. Oh, yes. And we need...
What evangelical preachers is he listening to?
And prosper and plant seeds, and you could be anything you want in this world. These are all the things they want people to hear. As they say, to tickle their ears and make them, oh, the world's a wonderful place.
Who says to tickle your ears?
You don't hear ministers say, the world's a nightmare. Okay, you're not supposed to love the world. The Bible tells you that.
I'm pretty sure the Bible also doesn't say to fucking hate everyone and everything and be a miserable fuck all the time. Just saying.
Evil and wickedness everywhere. Because people don't want to hear that. And that's why people criticize me all the time. Like, he's so negative. He doesn't sound Christian. Well, I'm sorry I don't sound like your typical Christian that you've been told everyone needs to sound like. But I'd like to think, and there's no comparison because I'm not a minister or anything like that, but I'd like to think if John the Baptist was here today,
he'd probably be like, ah, where's my body? It's a John the Baptist beheading joke. Those are rare.
He'd be pretty livid. And he wouldn't be walking around.
I don't really give a shit what a dude who lived in the woods and ate bugs thinks about my life. I do not care.
Kissing people on the cheek and hugging, hugging Satanists. He'd be screaming at him. But people, they don't like to remember that about John the Baptist. And when you bring up Jesus in the temple, they don't like to remember that either, throwing over the tables and things like that, because they go, well, that's different.
That gets brought up all the time. What are you talking about? That's like one of the most famous Jesus stories.
That's a whole different thing. Oh, it is? You think Jesus was here, he would go up to a Satanist and kiss him on the cheek?
Yeah. Jesus told you if an enemy strikes your cheek to turn the other cheek. Jesus didn't say, like, murder all your enemies all the time. Like, read the Bible. And he would come back by, like, Jesus said he came with a sword. Like, okay, are you Jesus? It's almost like Jesus said some contradictory things. Funny.
I think if the guy went up to Jesus and spat on him, he would, I mean...
That he literally said in that case to turn the other cheek. That's like one of the most famous things Jesus said.
You gotta think about some of this stuff, you know? It's like, I always think about Matthew in the Bible, right? You know, Matthew was considered, bad. Tax collector, everyone couldn't stand him. He invited Jesus into his home. And Jesus agreed. So I don't think if a Satanist invited Jesus into his home, he would say no. But I don't expect Jesus to go up to somebody who's doing a ritual on an animal or somebody and just to be like, I love you, and not stop it from happening, or not.
Animal sacrifice was a common practice in Jesus' day. The tables he was flipping over in the story you just referenced were tables where people were doing money changing and selling sacrifices in the tabernacle. Sacrifices to be killed for God. Animal sacrifice was a common practice back then. Does he know anything about what he's talking about? Or does he just talk out of his ass constantly?
Do something about it. You might say, well, that's an extreme measure compared to what you're talking about. Well, no, it's not, because these people are grooming society into worshiping the beast.
Not really. Like, I'm an atheist, so I don't think Satan exists.
That's what they're doing. They're manipulating them. Our whole lives are based on our minds. In reality, I mean, I'm saying from the standpoint of like how you're persuaded, if you're not in the right frame of mind and you're easily persuaded, even if you have faith, you could be led down the wrong path. And what they do is just mind control and manipulation over and over and influence people. And that's why you see so many Christians who are like, I love the Lord. And they're like, and check out my $500,000 Maserati and my $5 million home. And they still love the things of the earth, and they love money, and they love all that stuff. You know, it's one thing we need money to survive and live, but to love it and is not really, you know, it's kind of a little bit of like you pick those people seem like they pick what they want to interpret in scripture. And I feel this.
And Cole would never do that, except every time he talks about the Bible.
Same way about people who are like, you gotta just love these Satanists too, just like you would love someone who's not, because you're not better than them. No one's saying we're better. Any Christian's better. I'm not better than anyone. I know my faults. I know my temper and stuff. But these people have chosen to worship Satan. Miley Cyrus is chosen. Lil Nas is chosen.
Neither of them worship Satan. I'm pretty sure Lil Nas doesn't believe Satan exists, if I had to guess.
Jay-Z is
I have no idea what Miley Cyrus's religious beliefs or lack thereof are. No idea.
chosen.
And I don't really care. I don't know Miley Cyrus. I don't care.
And what their job is, they get these treasures of the earth and all this money and this fame, and their job is to influence their audience and to make them sinners and love the sin and love the things of the world. And that's a problem. And that's why these people need to be exposed and taken out. And I don't mean like that. I mean, just their fame needs to be taken away. They need to be exposed so people see what they are. So parents just don't let their kids watch this crap like Little Nas. So sorry I went on a little bit of a rant, but I'm sick of people, defending. I get it. If you want, I get it. Pray for your enemies, right? And pray for those who are lost. I get it. But at the same time, it's like, the whole, let them do what, you're letting them do what they want and get away with what they want. And being naive that they don't have influence and power over other people's minds. Because their fame and fortune do. Look at someone like Michael Jackson. Go watch the Finding Neverland documentary and watch how the parents allowed their children to have all that stuff happen to them because they were so enamored with his fame.
That shit is fucked.
They were blinded by stuff. I mean, this is how the world works with these celebrities. And we need to put a stop to that. So that's Miley Virus. That's my rant. Wearing her shoes. Her father, the handler, loving it. Nike saying that they're suing. A publicity stunt, of course. All a show. But at the end of the day, these people just glorify Satan. And when stuff like this happens, it does wake Christians up. It does wake up some people who are sleeping to see what's really going on, which is good. But then there's the whole crop of idiots who think, oh, they're trolling you. And look, they got you all triggered. No one's triggered.
You seem a little upset. I do just want to put that out there.
Okay? I'm pissed off every day. That doesn't mean I'm triggered. I've been triggered. This isn't me triggered. You don't want to see me triggered. I can't be triggered.
I actually do. Please show me.
Triggered here on YouTube anymore because I'll be thrown off. Because every time I try to do a rebuttal on somebody who does something or says something about me, I get a strike for bullying when they don't. Because YouTube looks at it and they say, oh, this guy's a pansy. They look at me and they go, well, this guy might make this guy walk off a cliff. So you don't want to.
It's definitely not because you use and imply slurs towards people, whereas someone like me tends to just point out that it's funny that you say really, really ridiculous stuff.
See me triggered. I want to thank everyone for listening to today's show. Reminder, check out the website at callforuprising.com if you haven't. I want to thank the patrons. I want to thank everybody out there for their support. You could always thumbs up the video. That always helps, and share them. So thank you guys. God bless all of you and your families.
Oh, Call. What an interesting fella. Definitely not triggered, though. I really gotta sign up for his website at some point and see what he's got on here. I'm sure it's awful. 506 patrons. Wonder how much money he makes on Patreon. Too much is the answer. Alright, let me read these bit messages and we'll call it a night. I'm gonna go hang out with Jake and Alex. Chaotic Star Whale says, can I get a link? Oh, I already read that one. Imagine arguing with kids. Yeah, it's very strange. Nick says, how can I reach these kids? Daddy Sume with the link we watched earlier with 20 bits. Bardlock Moses says, Jesus, dude, chill. It's just shoes. Mark is offline with 50 bits, says, hi, Hannah, I just got top surgery. Oh, yeah, we read this one. Congratulations again on that. Butterfiend says, I had a huge mental health crisis today and could have ended up dead, so I'm celebrating by watching one of my favorite Twitch streams for one of my favorite content creators I followed for years. I love you for everything you do. I'm sorry you had such a hard time. I hope you're doing better now. We're all here, you know. A lot of people in chat here are very supportive and wonderful people, so I'm sure if you reached out to some of them, if you wanted someone to talk to. Mike Mack says, celebrities use symbols and words for metaphor to express themselves. Conspiracy theorists, these people are satanic. Nick says, he might like a certain kind of pizza. And do what thou wilt, and ye harm none, you effing idiot. 2man642 says, will people like call for an uprising? I wonder how easily a real government psyop would work on them. That would be funny. D-Zug says, so the sentient trash can thinks these members of a secret society are communicating publicly via secret gestures and symbols that he has decoded. Wouldn't they just DM each other or something, right? It doesn't make any sense. Like, if I need to tell Jake something, I don't... Here would be an example, because this is my way. Like, imagine if I wanted to tell Jake something, and instead of just telling him, I started putting weird symbols in my streams, hoping he would see it and get the message. No, I would text him if I wanted to tell him something. Why would... Stupid. Jimmy Carswell 42, thanks for following. Daddy Sume says, yes, always out his ass. And we're caught up. Cool beans. Let's see who we can raid. Doon 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 doon. Doon 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 doon. Research stream.
Sorry, my children. Chromosome.
Imagine just texting Jake and using various types of corn as secret messages while he uses flavors of Hot Pockets.
On Twitch.
Just to show that being trans is not itself.
Which hopefully y'all tune in, because you are the moderators, after all. You are the white moderators. I mean,
Chick tracts? This person is doing chick tracts? Sure.
Oh, I'm sorry. A white radical libertarian.
Wait, is Sarah streaming? God damn it. She is. I gotta raid Sarah. I'm sorry to that other person.
2-4 is...
Sarah never streams.
4 is taken.
Hey, it's deactivated finally.
Wait, so it's not...
Suppressor is deactivated.
Alright, have a good night, everyone.
Yeah, we call
Chat
it
is valid. I love you all.
God.
I'll see you tomorrow for another stream. See you then.
And 26 is a 2-6.
What's it called? 2-4 again.
2-4 again?
Here.
I'll still try calling that up here.
What are the